Welcome back to another episode of Wheel Talk, guys. As you can see, we have our guest here, Chris McGarrell, also known as MandemCC, aka 118 Morningside.
160.
160 Morningside. Oh shit. Gotta rock that.
There's two Scarborough bands here. I was like, yo, I'm about to fight you. Ian looked at me like, yo.
But to meet this guy at Kennedy Station. Show what's up. Anyway.
118. I don't know. Is that even around? I don't know. Yeah, 160.
160 Morningside.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Chris, tell us about yourself a little bit.
What do you want to know?
Oh my God.
Well, man, it's been what, 3 years since things got started?
Yeah, it's
4
crazy.
years?
So specifically with MandemCC,
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 was a pivotal year for everybody, and that's kind of what catapulted me. I guess reminded me of my like admiration and love for like riding a bike. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
me and my boy we used to work out, we used to play ball, and when that was all taken away, the bike just became like a, you know,
Became a thing.
And
Yeah.
it started off with just he and I, and it turned into the whole community, which you guys are obviously a part of that as well. So
Yeah.
it's been good, and it's crazy to think about. But I legit just had this conversation like a couple of days ago that this is going to be the 5th summer.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Right,
That's
so we're going
crazy,
into season
dude.
5 like in a
Fifth
few
summer.
months. You know what I'm saying? So something that just started off as like a joke thing with like me and my boy.
Yeah.
Is legit like a community now that's going on 5 years of
That's so
biking
sick,
and
dude.
eating and having fun and kicking
That's
it.
so
You know?
sick.
Yeah. So it's dope.
'Cause I feel the same way with us. Like, I feel like we just started Nomads, like,
Yeah.
last year.
Time flies.
It's just like time flew.
Yeah. So if I'm going into season 5, you guys are probably going into the same or season 4 at least.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know,
That's wild.
the way we met was on a Mandem ride.
Yeah.
Okay. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I think
It was a Tommy Thompson.
That's how we
ride.
Tommy Thompson ride?
Yeah,
Tommy
yeah.
Thompson.
Jay was out. He flew his drone.
I remember the drone.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
that
was
was
the
the
drone
day.
I
around.
remember the drone
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
did
was
not
2021.
know.
That was
I did
2021.
not know that you guys met through MandemCC.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Bro,
Yeah.
like,
It's wild.
honestly, this has been a long time coming, man.
Okay, so
You know?
literally this morning, I was talking to my boy, the same boy who we bought, my boy Darky,
Yes.
the same guy we bought bikes together with, and he was telling me, he was like, bro, like you don't, and maybe it's my humility or maybe just not wanting to like, you know, say shit with my chest all the time,
Yeah.
but he was just like, yo, like enough people wouldn't be
Yep.
in their where they are with like biking or would love cycling as much or even want to do it or would have even met if it wasn't for you. And I'm like, no, they might have not. Like,
1000%.
the universe might have allowed it to happen, but like, no, like stop. Like that happened this morning. He was like, yo,
Yeah.
stop saying that. Like
Yeah.
enough people met
Yeah.
through MandemCC,
Yeah.
became
Yes.
brethren through MandemCC,
Yes.
met their girl through MandemCC. Like you gotta like.
Dog, have you
Take-
seen
take
the
credit for
videos?
that.
There's
Yeah.
like, have you seen the
Yeah.
trail
Yeah.
videos?
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Like,
You know how many people go to your
No,
ride,
no,
right?
for sure, yeah. but like for me to be like, oh, you wouldn't be riding your bike if it wasn't for me. Like, I don't feel comfortable saying that, or saying that somebody wouldn't be where they are in their cycling journey without Mandem. Like,
Yeah.
that feels weird to me.
Yeah.
Especially seeing how people have like, yo, bro, we have people that went from like super cycles to the velodrome in like 3 or 4 years, right?
That's crazy,
I don't want
right?
to take credit for that. I'll say I was a catalyst with Mandem, if anything.
Sure.
But I don't want to discredit their own pursuit and say, oh, you wouldn't be where you are without me. This sounds like a dickhead thing to say.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be
But I
nothing
did not
without-
know you guys met through my shit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
that's
we'd already started riding together, and we met him.
Okay.
To be honest, yo, I don't even remember meeting him there.
Right.
I hosted a ride one day, and then he just
Yeah.
showed up. I was like, yo, yeah, you were at the Mandem ride.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
You know what I remember? I remember when on that same Mandem ride, we were at Tommy Thompson at the end.
Yeah.
And somebody's tire popped.
Yes.
It was like a big bang.
Yeah. I remember that. Okay,
And
I
one
vividly
thing I remember
that.
about this guy is that he ducked. Like he did the Scarborough duck.
Tommy Thompson, bro.
Right?
Not safe
So
anywhere,
he ducked
okay?
and ran away, and I was like, "Yo, okay."
He's right there. I
That's
get
a
it.
that's a reaction I recognize.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sick, man. But no, it's definitely, it's crazy how cycling like brought so many people together in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when I started Nomads, it was literally me on Instagram, like putting out a blast saying I'm going to ride to Niagara Falls on my 30th birthday. I didn't want to party. I didn't want to do like clubbing. I want to achieve a goal. And then I saw his post. He promoted a post on Instagram, and I saw that he rode there. So I messaged him, and we just started talking. And then one of his guys that follows him messaged me asking me to come. I'm like, all right, sure, pull up. And he's like, yo, I'm going to bring a friend. Turned out to be this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, dope,
Exactly.
yo.
Yep. Who's
And
another
then-
person that I met through cycling.
Yeah. And then there was like 5 of us. We went out to Burlington, and then 3 of us went out to Niagara.
Yeah, I peeled off
and
from
came back.
Burlington,
Tough.
And then, yeah, bro. And then from there, we're just like, let's do another ride. Like, let's go. Where do we go next? Guelph? Was it Guelph? Was the second?
Our first Nomad ride was
Yeah.
Guelph.
Yeah.
So that was when we had made the decision to, okay, let's try the club thing, get people together, and
Yeah. There was
do,
like,
like, a big
6
ride.
or 7 of us there.
so we tried Guelph.
Yeah.
And terrible decision as a first group ride.
To do that much distance?
Distance and rolling hills.
Yeah.
And
it was
hot
the
and
logistics.
the logistics. Getting
Getting
the bikes
there
out to Guelph
was
was
a
tough.
pain.
And
Yeah.
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 There's no train service, right? It's like
Oh,
all
okay.
buses, bro.
Got you.
yeah, we learned a
Yeah.
lot on that trip. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was.
So you gotta tell us about like the start of Mandem.
Yeah.
Like I know it was you and Darky, right?
Yeah.
So how did what was the first big group ride or the fit? Like how did that
Like, how did that come
get
together?
there?
Yeah.
Okay, so disclaimer, like the pandemic was such like a, I can't pick the right words here. It was, the stars aligned perfectly
Perfect storm.
with how that's whole summer of 2020.
Yep.
So not only was it, the pandemic and there was nothing else to do, but the biking, I don't know what made it so popular, but at that time, for those of you want to remember, there was a lot of like civil justice stuff happening.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So a few black guys got killed on TV that summer.
Yep.
I want to say George Floyd was
Yep.
that summer.
That was June.
Ahmaud Arbery
Yeah.
might have been that summer.
That was the same summer.
Right? So I remember myself, like, because my day, I work at a marketing agency. I'm a manager at a marketing agency. And my team was deemed essential because we do work for the banks. So my team was on site. So I had the luxury of still keeping my routine and going to work, going home. But, like, coming home, turning the TV on, and it's like, the world's dying, and like, stay inside, you get a mask, get all
Mad
this
stress,
panic,
yeah.
Yep,
right?
there's a lot going on,
And
yeah.
on top of that, there's like they're just killing black guys on
Yep.
TV, and nothing's happening, and so all that, it weighed on me a lot, right? So when I was looking for something to do because I used to go to the gym back then, even not regularly, but like, it was an outlet for me, and I would play ball. And none of those were on the table anymore.
Right.
And then I just remember when I linked Darky, I was like, yo, like, would you get a bike again? And he was like, oh yeah, our next boy just got a bike actually. He sent me the picture. It was a nice specialized hybrid. And then we just kind of just with each other was like, yo, let's get bikes. Cool. So we both went on our separate search. And at that time, it was tough to get a bike. Like,
Oh, wow.
tough.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So he went to Hamilton
that.
for his.
Damn.
And I went to Port Perry for mine.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I remember
Right?
that. Yikes.
For a hybrid.
Jeez.
Right?
Missions, man, missions.
Me and Mitch got our bikes the same day, and then I put a post on my IG. Just if you guys follow me, I'm pretty honest sometimes in my gram. I'll tell like,
Sure.
and I was just like, yo, I've been feeling like shit. I bought this bike. I'm hoping it makes me feel better. Da, 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 da. And to my surprise, a lot of people were like, yo, I got a bike too. We should link. Like, way more than I expected.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just started to like ride myself and put little stuff online, and then I just said that the Mandem Cycling Club as a joke to like with my girl at the time.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yo, what's so funny? You should do that. And I was
Yeah.
like, MandemCC, that's dumb. Why don't Mandem Cycling Club? Like, why the fuck would I do that? That's the stupidest thing. You know what I'm saying? And then she went on the balcony. She came back and she kind of like G-checked me. And she's like, yo, you're always doubting yourself.
Stop that shit.
Wait, what do you have to lose?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I opened up the IG. I started posting little dumb bike content.
Yeah.
And then people kept on like tagging
Hyping it
the
up.
account, like, yo, when's the first link up? When's the first ride? I'm like,
Oh, shit.
first ride? Like, what are you talking? I've been riding. What are you talking about? Like, but they wanted something.
Yeah.
So just on a whim, I was like, yo, Scarborough Ting, Morningside Park,
Yeah.
this day, link up, we're gonna ride the trail. Like, I didn't know anything about the trail system,
Yeah.
where it went. What
So
was,
you mean to say you planned a ride at the park without having ridden it before?
No, never in my life.
Damn.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dude,
Talk
that's
about
how it
logistics,
starts.
man.
Yeah.
That's exactly
You know
how
what I'm
it is.
saying?
That's
Like,
exactly how it is.
like playing to our advantage, like we had Google, we kind of see like it kind of
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
away,
Yeah.
and like I had no idea what my like limits were in terms of distance or all the stuff we know now. You know what I'm saying? So planned the ride. It was me, like 7 of my childhood, like like guys I used to
That's
go to
sick.
clubs with.
Wow.
Like
That's
some of my
sick.
childhood friends, and then one stranger who just saw like the flyer, lived nearby, and pulled up, and he's like my boy now.
Yeah.
So 7 of us just screwed off on the trail, and we ended up in Pickering.
Damn.
It's awesome.
We just rode the trail all the way. I was like, we were dead,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause it was peak summer.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, all of us new to biking. Some of my boys tapped out like just beyond the Scarborough border, but like
Yeah.
we did the whole shit and back. The round trip was like 30K.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
still.
That's a
And
heavy
before we were
32.
done.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
solid.
Right? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit. And then like I posted some pics, and then there's like, when's the next one?
Oh
I was
shit.
like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? So like that first ride will always stand out. 7 people. The second ride I did at Underpass because we had active TO and the
Yes.
maybe
Oh,
it was shut
okay.
down.
Yes.
I wanted to check it out.
That was
So
amazing.
that day there was 15 people that came,
Sick.
and it was 4 women. So for the first time we had women rolling.
Nice.
And then by the third week is when it got like ridiculous because like the third week we met at Humber Bay Bridge to do the active TO Lakeshore West,
Yeah.
Massive.
Yep.
and there was like 40 people there.
Oh shit.
And
That's
like,
crazy.
I was like, you're from Mandem? Like, yeah. Like, you're here from Mandem? Yeah. Like, men and women.
Who are you?
Yeah, yeah. You here from Mandem? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right? So that third ride stood out to me because that was the one, like, I could have never imagined having 35 people come
Yeah.
up for a bike thing I started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's like
For sure.
majority strangers. These people I meet for the first time.
Yes.
And some of
Yeah.
my friends that know each other from like the
Yes.
greater Toronto like wellness community and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the one that shook me. So
Damn.
after that was all done, like I went home and I was like, yo, what is happening? Like I did not this is supposed to be me and my friends, we're gonna
Yeah.
link up, go
Right.
eat a freezy and go home. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to be this thing. So
I
that's
never
when
got
like
no goddamn freezing. What the?
so I tried to self-sabotage it after that a little bit and like
Yeah.
play with the schedule and make rides like super early on like a Saturday morning, 8 a.m.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's
Nope.
still late.
25 people. That's late. Yeah. 25 people came.
What the fuck?
That's too late,
All right.
right?
I remember that fourth weekend, I had 2 rides. Saturday morning at 8 and then Sunday morning at 10, thinking it's 2 different ones. You know,
This guy's trying to manage both
spread
rides.
It, spread it out a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
like
yeah.
spread the crew up. But no, like Saturday I had like 25, 30 people, and then Sunday I had about 30 again.
That's crazy.
So after that, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna fight it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
People are coming. I'm meeting people. I'm having a good. And my ex and I broke up like before that third week.
Yeah.
So literally like, I was just trying to keep busy. And then from when I said, yo, fuck it, I'm not gonna fight it anymore.
Yeah.
That's when it blew up. And then it was like 50, 60, 80.
Damn.
Yeah.
We had like 5 weeks in a row with like 100 people. Like I got to the point I didn't even count anymore.
That's
And mind
so
you, this
wild.
is during social distance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
They were all distant. They were all
Those are
distant.
bad.
I'm as much as I'm bringing joy to the community, I'm pissing off a lot of people. Right? Because we're like, group in. Right? 80, 90 people with their bikes, like, oh, this is sick. Bro. It's like,
Nomads.
you know, just like violating all the like social distancing rules, but at the same time, like the part of me wanted to like obviously abide and be a good citizen, so to speak.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, it was like I was
Can't
being a
contain
good
this.
citizen by
Yes.
giving community, and people
Yes.
needed it bad.
Clearly, people needed it.
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So when
You gave
when I
people
let
something
go-
that they wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
That
wasn't
they
even like they
craved.
wanted to ride bikes. They just wanted to be outside. Like we were like the marquee shit. Like
Yeah.
there's no clubs, there's no bars, there's no patios, there's no restaurants.
Wow.
It's just like
Yep.
Yeah.
Saturday night. Oh, we're gonna go to Mandem because like what else
Yeah.
are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people were just coming out. So I'll always be appreciative to like all those people that like violated the government's. Of
course, yo.
you know what I'm saying?
Along with us.
Yeah, didn't judge me for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
And thankfully, like, to my knowledge, like nobody got COVID at our shit. Like,
That's good.
Yo, for
Where it
real.
was like, oh, this person got sick because they came. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
have any of that.
Good.
So I got very fortunate and very blessed by that.
That's good.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much like all the news coverage and everything kind of just happened. Like the minute I let go, it just kind of opened it up, and
Yeah.
now I'm about to do year 5. So it's kind
Because
of
that's when I heard about
Sick.
Mandem through the news.
yeah.
Because at that time I was like I just started riding like a lot. I was bored. Or I was hiking.
Yeah.
Hiking, whatever. So so I started riding a lot like that winter, 2020 winter, and then we roll into 2021, and that's when I made the decision to like maybe I'll actually give a go on riding my bike. So I set this goal of going to New York, hoping that the border would open up.
Yeah.
Border didn't open up, so I had to readjust that goal to do Montreal instead. But I didn't think anybody would care. So I was talking to my girl actually, and she was like, "Yeah, people might care about this, so maybe try an Instagram."
Yeah.
And again, kind of like you, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, why not?
Why would they care
Why would
about a
anybody
black guy
care?
riding a bicycle? Like,
Exactly.
why? Yeah.
So I just threw it
Exactly.
up on Instagram and then like got followers, and then it hit me when I started meeting people that I knew only through Instagram.
Right.
And then they're saying things like, oh, you riding through the winter really inspired me to get a bike. Oh, shit. All right.
You never know.
Don't die.
Right? And so people are actually following my journey. And then, and so through that, and that's how I met Jay, right? Posting all my rides through the winter and everything. And then around then was when I saw you on the news.
Right.
And I had it in my head that, like, I got to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And for about 2 months, couldn't make it to any of your rides.
Bro, there's people that couldn't come for 2 years, and like they came like last year, and like, yo, I saw you in the pandemic. I've been wanting to come.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
It's 2024, man. What the?
Yeah, for real.
Get over it, bro.
So I just remember being dumbfounded about how many people were on it was one ride from, I think, around the beaches area.
Yeah, we did a couple of rides. We met like at the end of they had the road shut down on Lakeshore East, and we would meet there, congregate there by the pool, and then do Tommy
ride
Thompson
out,
or ride all the way to like. We had a couple of rides that started from there.
Yeah, there's just so much people. It was just nice to see. It was good to see all these people out doing an active thing and like making friends and everything. It was nice.
Yeah.
As adults, it's not commonplace where, like for the most part, your friends that you have when you're in your mid-20s, 30 are like your friends. Like that's your crew, that's who you ride with. You know? It's not very common that you're meeting new people. Like the same way you guys met through that summer, like I've met a lot of people myself, like from 2020, who are like my core group of friends now, like my inner circle now. You know what I'm saying? So
it's wild.
It's and without the bike, it's safe to assume that a lot of us probably wouldn't have crossed paths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Despite how you're a Scarborough man or whatever, like a lot of us probably would be someone in the same bubble, so to speak, or carving crossover. But the bike was like the main like linchpin that brought a lot of us together.
So what is it like being social with people that aren't on bikes?
In what way?
So you have friends that don't ride.
Yeah.
So what's it like?
Paul
has no friends that don't ride bikes apparently. So
I do, and that's why it's so funny to me. Because anytime I'm talking to friends that don't ride bikes, and I tell them things like, "Oh yeah, just me and a couple buddies went out to Niagara, just rode bikes," and they're like, "But you what? Don't you drive? Like, what's
how'd you get there?"
Right?
Yeah. So I've definitely had, and I think that goes for anybody who's, been on their cycling journey where they've been able to go from 10 to 15K trips to doing those 100+ trips. It definitely blows people's minds, like when they discover that, I rode my bike to Niagara Falls. It's 150K, and
their first question is why.
why?
Why?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I feel I have mixed conversations. So part of the conversations is just that amazement, people that are so amazed that you can do that, or a human can do that, like a regular person can do that, and then kind of just instilling that fact that anybody can do it if you want to. It's not really that far-fetched, and kind of shattering those perceptions of it. The one thing I'll say about the people that don't ride, like especially people that know me from before the biking stuff, that like genuinely fuck with me, like they still fuck with me. They're impressed, they support it, they love it. Some of them have even bought some merch and stuff like that.
Nice.
But the one annoying part is like if I go to like a barbecue or like a day party.
Oh, God.
Did you bike?
Right?
Did you bike? Yo, I get that all the time, bro.
All the
crazy.
all the time. Yeah, no,
Every friggin' time. Where'd you park your bike?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, where's your bike at?
It's like the go-to icebreaker for like a lot of like my friends. Like people like I haven't seen in a while. Like
Because they know, right?
Yeah.
You know.
They go, you ride your bike here, fam? Like no, I didn't.
Yeah, man.
Straight outside.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because sometimes they're right.
I'm not at a place yet where like I've ridden a bike to like a day party or barbecue. I'm still like I live in a subway line, so I'll still take transit or I'll walk or do stuff like that. But yeah, like that's a recurring question. To the point, I'm like no, like stop asking me that. Like the same people, you know.
You just gotta own it, bro. You just gotta own it.
Yeah. So it's just like a thing they poke at me now. You rode your bike here,
I guess we all get it.
Just tell them, like, keep it in my pocket, man. Keep it in my pocket.
Yeah.
No, I get that shit a lot too. It's crazy because, like what you were saying, is like, it's for some people they can't wrap their mind around like a normal person that they've known, just like riding to another city.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, oh, how the fuck did you do that?
Right.
Several cities.
Several cities.
counties and regions.
You know what I mean? And
Sometimes
it's
provinces.
crazy because one of my homies now, we met through our boy playing games online, right? And I told him, I was like, yo, I'm going to bike to Burlington. Do you want to come? I convinced both of those guys to buy bikes. And then the first time I met him in person, we rode to Burlington and back. Neither of us have ever done that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yo, let's see how it feels. And then, this feels kind of nice, yo. Like, we were dead, we were
lives,
sunburned
man.
as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and then I told him, like, yo, in 2 weeks I'm going to go to Niagara. You want to come? And he's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
This man rode to Niagara in a hybrid
In a
bike.
hybrid.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I did my
Yep.
first Niagara trip as a hybrid too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, this is sick. Yo, anybody can fucking do
No,
it.
it's true.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like when I tell these guys that off the couch you're able to do those things, it's possible.
100%.
Like you,
People look at the distance and the time, and like I can
Scary.
never do that, and then
Yeah.
I can see at face value how that can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Even looking at myself, like when I first started, and riding for the first day I got my bike actually from Port Perry. So I live near Islington Subway,
Right.
and I remember I rode down to Active TO, like Windermere Lakeshore.
Nice.
It might have been like 6-7K. I almost died. Like
Yeah.
I was bust.
Yep.
Bust.
Yep.
Like I pulled over. There's like a little like construction portable thing. I pulled over. I beat all my water.
Yep.
I was like, yo, you might have to come and get me. I don't know how many. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know where my right leg is.
But, like I didn't know like what gear I should be in, or
Yes.
what type of force I should be putting out there, and like
How to pace.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So so that was summer 2020, like June. So from June 2020, from not being able to ride 10K without dying, to riding 150 plus by September.
Savage.
that's sick.
Right? And that's just from being outside every weekend.
Yeah.
And probably after a couple of months, I was in the city doing like 50, 60 pieces and like really
Yeah.
just like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
It became a
it's-
consistency type
you just
of
kind
thing.
of figure it out and kind of
Yeah.
post and just kind of, and I was on my Strava just like doom scrolling the other day, looking at my old rides, you know what I'm saying? And it was like,
Damn.
16K an hour, 17K an hour.
Yeah.
We're just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? We're
Yeah.
just chilling. So now because I've been going and I kind of see my speeds increase. Like I remember like that's where I started.
Yes.
So when people come into my events now and it's like they're new, I remember like I was no faster or slower than this person when I first started. Kind of
Yeah.
just keep that in mind, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something to it about because I notice it when I'm leading group rides too, and like a new person would show up. They're always a little bit timid and
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know if I can make it, but I'll just join and try and see. And there's always at least one person that shows up and says, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the end, but I'll just start with you
For sure.
And then I might peel off.
Yeah.
And then just out of the blue, 2 hours later, they're still with us.
Yeah.
Right. And they're like, oh, you know what? That's triple what I've ever done before.
For sure. And honestly, that's kind of why like, I don't even consider when I do group rides. I intentionally say, oh, this is not a group ride.
Right.
Yeah. You're
Just to
riding
kind of
with
kill
your
that
friends,
stigma.
Is that for insurance reasons or
Because
not insurance reasons?
Pause.
None of our rides are also group rides.
Liability aside,
Yeah.
liability aside, and indemnity aside.
Yeah.
Right? If you go on any of the MandemCC posts
All right.
after what's good, I'm like, yo, my friends and I are going here.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. I do notice
You want
that.
to roll? Roll.
Yeah.
I don't get super technical and legal, like ride at your own discretion and
Yeah.
sign this waiver. I'm like, yo, me and my friends are going here.
Right.
Pull
If
up.
you want to pull up, and
Yeah.
like, I'm not hosting an event. I'm not hosting a group ride. I'm just like
Yeah.
putting on for my friends, and this is what we're doing. And people are welcome to come along. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
If you get hyped, so be it.
yeah, and not only that, but like the group ride does have like again, like I'm still relatively new to the whole like cycling culture and stuff like that. But the group ride stuff traditionally does have a stigma and an expectation.
For
with
sure
it,
it does.
Where, like I've seen a lot of clubs have like like they'll say we're going this pace, or you have
Yeah.
to be this speed to roll with us, or
Yeah.
fill out a questionnaire and put your FTP to roll with us. Like,
That's crazy.
I've seen that.
That's
Yeah.
deep.
FTP?
That's
but
deep.
that's how
Like,
tech it can
that's-
get.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that.
So
That's wild.
I've been riding my bike for 4. I don't know what my FTP is. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But like, by taking away that group ride stigma, I'm just like, yo, it's not a group ride. We're going from here to here. This is the preferred route. It's X amount of distance. Ride as fast or as slow as you want.
Be there.
And I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
And that's
you- right?
true
And
to the
if you-
fact.
Yeah, and if you
That's
want,
it.
and if you want to push crazy with like the fixie guys,
Yeah.
knock yourself out. If
Yeah.
you want to chill at the back with the cruiser or the lady on the e-bike with her kid,
Yeah.
knock yourself out. But like,
Yeah.
I don't ever promote it as a group ride.
Say word.
And then people feel that they have to keep up with the group. And when people DM me and they're like, "Hey, how fast do you guys ride?" I'm like, "Yo, we ride as fast as you ride."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Well,
So
yeah.
like, we don't ride as a group. Like
Nice.
we meet up as a group, but the minute we push, and again, if you're in the city on the bike lane or on the waterfront trail, you can't ride as a mob anyway. It's gonna
Yeah.
thin out. So
Exactly.
you're gonna find your tribe within the first 5-6 kilometers. And if you're confident, like the only thing I expect from people is be independent and have a phone with data.
Yeah.
Right? Because once you have that, and I tell you where we're going, like
Yeah.
You can sort
10,
it out.
50. You don't even have to take our route. You can.
Yeah.
There's a million
Get
ways
there
to
how
get from
to-
A
yeah.
to B.
Yeah, you can
But
sort
just
it
know
out.
this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And if you have the physical ability to do 15, 20K, then do it.
Yeah.
At
That's
your
proper.
own speed.
That's
Proper.
proper.
know
I
what
like
I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I like. It's
I like
when you
that.
guys start, and then I'm like off somewhere.
Yeah.
I just see where you guys are starting. Like, what's the route?
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll figure it out.
Enough times that
You
happens
know?
where we're just running and we'll see somebody, pull it
Yo,
like
come
10K and I'll see somebody off a side street, they'll come link
Yeah.
us like it happens. You
Man
know?
down.
So, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's happened to us one time just on Active TO. We left. Some dude caught up to us on the
You
on his
Nomads?
little e-bike. He's like, "Hey, you guys Nomads?"
Sick.
Like, what the fuck is that? Like, we already left like half an hour ago. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's our running joke now. Anytime we're riding by people, like, hey, you Nomads?
That's what's up.
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
So you said you started 2020, and on your first like 6K you were dying, and then in September you were riding like 150 kilometers.
Yeah.
What did you learn about yourself in that time? Because I feel like cycling, when people do these sorts of endurance tests,
Yeah.
you find out stuff about yourself.
100%.
What did you find out about yourself?
So one thing for sure I found out was that I was putting limits on myself that didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So using that initial 6K, 7K ride as a litmus test, and then, telling myself it may not be a good idea to travel outside of this 15K radius or whatever the case may be. But then Cycle 6, Dre,
Yeah.
Yep.
shout out to Dre, Cycle 6, my brother. He found me on IG. We were strangers, and he was like one of the first like black guys that I saw that were biking like regular, like
Yes.
really part of the lifestyle.
Yes.
And he DM'd me one day, and I was like, "Yo, want to go for a ride?" Complete, bro. Like, we're Scarborough guys. Like, you can't DM me as you go for a bike ride. I don't know you. Like one of our first combos was like, "Yo, want to go for a ride?"
What are we six?
Right? And I was like, so swear to God, I screenshot his IG. I sent it to my shorty, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm going for a bike ride with this guy. So if anything happens, this ain't no. I'll win this guy. You know what I'm saying?" Sent her the screenshot of his IG.
Oh,
Packed
man.
up my bike when I met him.
Safety
Prepared,
first,
yeah.
man. Safety
Prepared,
first.
Yeah, drove out to like Commissioner's Road, Leslie somewhere in a dark parking lot. I met this guy, was super sketch. But he,
Yeah,
but,
among
he,
other things.
but, he was, but like it was one of like the standout, like when I look at like my whole journey like holistically, like
Yes.
that from that summer, that was one of the standout days for me because this black guy who's been riding, who's been nice, and who has the helmet and has
Yeah,
all
man.
the gears,
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
his shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saw
Calls
me,
you
was
out.
like, "Yo, come link me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that night, at the time, I did my longest ride ever. We did like 40K.
Yeah, that's
Just
huge.
me and Dre.
Nice.
And he showed me all the little nooks and crannies in Woodbine Park and how to get to the waterfront from here and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Damn.
And it was
Sick.
awesome. That was 40K.
Proper.
I remember
shit.
going home like, oh shit, I just
Crushed that.
did 40 kilometers, right?
Yeah.
And he was like,
Yeah.
yo, big man, don't worry. You're going to keep, you know how Dre talks.
Yeah.
Yo, big, just trust me. You're going to get stronger. You're going to get stronger.
Yeah.
Trust me. When you feel your leg get tight, just wiggle your toes. You know, like, those are insights that happen to this day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like that ride, really, I was like, yo, I just banged out 40K. Like, what's 45? What's
Yeah.
50? So
Yeah.
that kind of opened my mind up a bit.
Yeah,
That's
man.
it.
Shout out Dre.
And another thing that I learned, and it's not necessarily directly about cycling, but it was just about me as a person, was like, I'm a funny guy, I'm a personable, you guys have been around me enough to know, like,
Yeah.
I'm social, I'm personable, I like talking to people, but for whatever reason, and maybe it's just like a self-confidence thing, or maybe I was, living my life in a way to please others, or trying to feel like I had to uphold a certain
Sure.
image or aesthetic or
Yeah.
life, whatever the case may be. That summer, meeting strangers every week,
Wow.
right? And making it a point as much as I could to like remember their names and like,
Yeah, I remember that too.
You know what I'm
you're good
saying?
at that,
That's
yeah.
one thing that I noticed about you.
Yeah, like I take
your
pride in
program,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Nomads. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like,
So I,
of all these
take,
people,
I
you
took
know?
a lot of pride in like people, especially in those early days before like the IG blew up. Like I was seeing who was following and
Yes.
like seeing what they're about, and then like I'd see them within a week or like that weekend. I'd be able to like pair them with their IG handle at least, or remember their name.
Yeah.
And I realized that like in my head, for whatever reason, I was very shy for some reason. where like I didn't have the confidence to. I don't want to make it about women really, but like, you know, dudes sometimes have that anxiety about approaching a woman. And,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
Of course.
And going through that whole summer where every weekend I'm meeting strangers and I'm approaching them. I'm saying, yo, what's up, Chris? I'm shaking their hand. I'm giving them an elbow dap, whatever.
Yeah.
It like shattered that perception that I had of myself that I'm a shy guy.
Nice.
That's it. And I wasn't a shy guy. Just for whatever reason, I just wasn't confident. Right? Because once you break the ice, you get to know me. Like, you're fam. Like, I can chop up with you. Like,
Yeah.
within the first year that we met, we were having
Yeah.
cool, chill
Yeah,
conversations.
yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I was moving like I was shy, or like made it seem like I didn't have like the confidence, or I was anxious about like approaching people and talking to people.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that summer killed that.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm out here macking girls every time I go out now, right? But it definitely eliminated that like anxiety that I had about meeting
Nice.
people and like
Yeah.
introducing myself to people.
Proper.
Where it's like effortless now.
It's almost like you removed the facade that
Yeah.
you had about yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
That like, oh, I can't just talk to these people because then they'll think this and that.
Yeah.
And the third, and it's like it's not really like
Yeah,
that.
or like
You know what I mean?
I would self like prescribe myself as shy.
Oh yeah.
And then like
yeah.
I'd meet people and they get to know me and then like we'd be talking and I go, I'm shy. Like, Chris, you're not shy.
Sure
The
you
fuck
are.
are you? Whatever.
Sure you are.
Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, I would tell myself I'm shy, but it's more just like a, I don't know if defense mechanism is the right word
Yeah.
for it or whatever, but I would use that as a guise to justify me not having the confidence to go and talk to people,
Yeah.
men or women in certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that.
But after that summer, it's like that was completely shattered, and it's like it never
Yeah.
existed. Now.
I feel that.
So that's definitely
Because
one
I
of the
feel like
standout things I learned for sure.
I'm similar in that regard, where I'm all of a sudden like leading group rides. I'm like, yo, who's who?
Yeah,
Like I have to talk to people.
for sure.
You know, like I have to introduce myself.
Yeah.
You know, hey, are you this? Like, this is Nomads ride. You know,
Right.
I had like learning from you. I had to teach myself to like memorize people's names.
Yeah,
Or even like their IG handles.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah,
Just
that's
so
a really
that
big
it's
one,
it's a skill for sure.
That's a big one.
yeah,
It's a skill,
Like,
like,
especially
I-
if you're leading something.
Yeah.
like it's a good look on the leader to like, hey, you know, nice to meet you, so and so. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
this.
I've definitely seen
know?
people's faces light up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they came out in 2020, and then they fucked off, and then like 2023 they came back, and I'm like, oh Tim, what's good?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit,
You
know what I'm
remember?
saying?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. You know, people. It means it holds a lot of weight in
It
people,
does.
Yeah.
how they perceive you, and it's like the value in remembering somebody's name or calling them by their name. So you want to know my lefty got fucked up?
Yeah. I don't mean to laugh so hard because I remember
It's
what
funny.
I remember what happened. I'm like, bro, this bike is sick, and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
So
The death of the lefty. Is that what this is?
So leading up to that, explain why it was such a like an event for you
to get the lefty in the first place.
to get the lefty, and then that day was also
Okay, so during the first year of MandemCC, I became acquainted with a national sales manager for Cannondale,
okay.
and he was like, "Yo, I love what you're doing. You know, if I had a bike, I'd give you one, but there's nothing. So let's stay in touch. You know,
Yeah.
so like we're cool to this day."
Proper.
So, long story short, I ended up getting my hands on a lefty to demo that year. Not on some influencer shit. It was just more just like, yo, try this out, see if you like it. It's different from what you've been riding, whatever. And it's like, I went from a specialized hybrid to a $6,000 carbon
That's crazy.
single
fork,
fork,
yeah.
like 650 by 47 fat ass tires, with
God.
tubeless. Like, it's like night and day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that whole summer, I was like, obviously flexing that bike. I rode like from when I got.
Yeah, I remember that.
From when I,
Shit, I remember that.
right?
Everyone
So
knew that.
yeah,
Make
so,
sure you just show the drive.
yeah. So I'm just out riding that bike. You know what I'm saying? And this is the second year of Mandem. So this is the first year we're making our shirts and things are in a little groove. We're feeling everything's cool. And to this day, one of our most popular like hangout or post ride link up spots is the water plant.
Yeah,
Down by the RC Harris, right? So, I had a ride planned there to meet at the underpass, and we're gonna ride there. So, the ride starts, and we're not even 500 meters from departure.
Underpass.
We're at underpass, and then you go up that hill to get turn left and go on the trail, right?
Yeah.
First light
We're
at
at
Bayview.
the first light.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That first light, and we're there parked up, and I'm making sure everybody's good. Just waiting for the light, and this guy, and I'm not, fam, if you're watching, I'm not trying. I don't know if he's gonna see this. I don't want to put you on blast if you see this. I'm not looking in my eyes.
Drop his hat.
I'm not blasting you.
What's his hat?
But I gotta talk to things freely and like, right?
Drop his hat.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah, I already know him like that, to be honest. Right? So it was a newer cyclist, and it's like that textbook, like I'm new to biking. Let me get on my drip. Like I want the clip-in shoes. I want the helmet. I want the glasses. Like,
Yeah,
but
he was-
new. But,
Yeah,
but green.
fresh,
Oh,
bro.
God.
Like
Fresh.
he told me that was his first day clipping in,
Oh
And he got all the
no.
fresh
and he
gear.
came to Mandem and his first day clipping. I'm like, yo, good for you.
First clips, brand new.
Like, brand new. First,
Oh
like
shit.
Like road shoe clips?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh
No,
shit.
Right?
Yeah, not mountain bike clips.
No,
road
road,
shoe.
yellow, yeah.
Oh shit.
So we're at the
boy.
light,
Oh gosh.
and we stop,
Oh god.
and the man falls behind me, like,
Oh,
like not behind, but like beside me, like he's like half wheeling me, right?
yeah.
And he unclips, or he
Tried.
tried to unclip, and he falls over, right? So I'm like obviously concerned. I'm like, yo, fam, you're good.
Yeah,
da, 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 da.
Yeah.
He said, oh yeah, it's my first time clipping. I'm like, yo, it's okay, bro. Da, da, da. Like, I've been there.
Yeah.
I fell, because I have clips too. I was like, yo, I fell off my shit.
Right.
Help him up. All right, everybody's good. We're good.
Start rolling.
Start to roll. I just hear, tire rubbing on the frame, right?
Oh
What the fuck?
shit. Ow.
So now I realize that the man, like, he's a big dude.
fell.
Yeah, he's a
Like,
big
I'm a big guy. He's bigger than me.
oh
Yep.
shit.
He's like 300 easily,
Oh
280.
shit.
Yeah.
And he fell on my wheel and bent up my wheel.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Right?
Bro, I think he just like grabbed it and
Yeah,
Fell
I didn't
over.
see what he did because it's
Yeah.
like behind me slightly, right? But like he
Damn.
bent my shit. So now I'm like, oh shit. So he obviously feels terrible.
Yeah.
we just started a ride.
Like, legit, like we're in
Like
the
minutes.
first, legit, like first 500
Oh,
meters, like
shit.
from the bridge, from the underpass to like the light.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
God.
realizing my wheel's bent, can't fix it, and it's a carbon wheel too. So
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
it's done.
Done.
You know what I'm saying?
Done.
Yeah.
And I was telling Ian, I was like, yo, because like I was looking forward to that day. Like this is like one of our favorite spots. The weather's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I think we went there earlier in the year, but it was like overcast, so it wasn't as poppin'. So I was like, yo, this is a good night to like when you're there in the evening, like there's no
Yeah,
stress.
it's perfect.
It's
When you
nice.
get there at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and the sun
Yeah.
just gradually goes down, and you ride out of there at like 8:30.
It feels nice.
Beauty.
And you ride on, bro. It's a vibe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I was looking forward to this, and then it just got crushed. You know what I'm saying? Literally and figuratively. Right. So
Damn.
me just having to be community leader hat, like stand up.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry about it.
It's just a wheel.
It's okay. You,
Oh my God.
you should go on the ride still.
Yeah.
Go. And he was just like, oh, he was embarrassed. Like he ended up
Yeah.
just leaving
Oh shit.
because he was so embarrassed about like
Fucking
doing
shit
that.
up.
Fucking
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like coming to the ride the first day. It's your first time clipping in,
Yeah.
and you
Rock up
fuck
the
up
leaders.
the organizer's bike. And his bike is sick, and you fuck it up. Right? So he
Say to
felt
the camera.
I would leave too,
Tell
probably.
him. Tell
Oh
him.
yeah. yeah.
I'd probably, honestly, I'd probably leave too. Just an
100%.
embarrassment,
Yep.
right?
Time to go.
So that was a real test for me because ultimately what ended up happening was I just said, fuck it, you guys go. So I'm trying to hang out with you guys still.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call an Uber. So I called an Uber and I brought the bike to the water plant and I carried it down the hill and we just hung out and the night was still good.
Yeah.
And then I just had to kind of figure out what to do with the bike after, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So anyway, the bike got fixed. I got the wheel replaced. It is what it is. But it was a demo, so it ended up going
Yeah.
back. And then when I gave the demo back,
Like what the fuck
they
happened?
they called me. He's like, "Yo, we're selling your demo bike. I'm gonna come pick it up on this day." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Okay, cool." So he called me like, "Yo, come downstairs. We're here to take the bike." And when I brought the bike down to give to them, they had the top stone waiting for me.
Hey.
Yo.
The black my ebony.
Yes.
My black
Yes.
yeah.
Sick.
Alloy, right?
Oof.
So like, yo, this is for you, bro. And I was like, what?
That's
Because
tough.
I'm thinking at the time, like, okay, maybe we're in like a.
This is the end of this.
No, wait, no. That thought did cross my mind, but like I took relatively good care for the bike, considering that I was very new to
Sure,
cycling.
yeah.
And I had a weapon like that in my possession.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that we were gonna be on like some type of like demo relationship,
Yes.
where like every
Right.
year you give me a demo,
You
take
bring
it
me something
back.
a couple
I'm just-
months, yeah.
I'm just fresh every year. But
Yeah.
it's like no, you can have this.
Oh shit,
That's
that's
awesome.
so sick.
Fuck, yeah. So
That's awesome.
the bike that's my black gravel bike that I have now.
That's so sick.
Yeah, so they
amazing.
gifted
That's
it
awesome.
to me. So now I'm like, okay, well, I don't feel no way giving away my hybrid from 2020 because
Yeah.
it was just sitting in storage. I haven't been using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're paying it for
Right?
it.
And so it's just like, yo, just like pay
That's
it forward
sick.
in that way.
That's
So,
so
by
sick.
in the next month or so, I'm gonna have just 2 bikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What stands out for me that day was that you didn't have to come.
No, for
You
sure.
didn't have to show up at the end.
I did, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
I did, but I didn't. Like,
It was a want.
you have to understand something as well. By the time that happened, I've had so many like bike mishaps to know that like it's not the end of the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had flats, I've had my derailleur hanger break, I've crashed, I fell. Like I've had so many different experiences to know that okay, it sucks right now, but like it's temporary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I think just all the positivity that I've been able to be exposed to through MandemCC and the people and me wanting to hang out with everybody superseded me the riding part of it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
if you guys come to my shit, so you guys know like a lot of the times our rides are relatively short, like sub 10K. It's more social than it is
Yes, absolutely.
the actual activity.
Right.
Right. So as much as we have our longer rides, we're going to Hamilton, we're going to Niagara. For the most part, in the city at least,
Yeah.
it's more of the hangout than it is the biking part.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was more hyped for the
Yes.
hangout than I was.
Yes.
I can ride from Underpass to the water plant whenever I want. Like that's like it's a
Yeah.
short
Yeah.
ride. It's like
Yep.
11, 12, whatever.
12
it is.
yeah.
But it was more so the social
Right.
that
The
I
social
wanted to like
aspect,
kick it with
yeah.
everybody. Like it's a long week. Let's kick it.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
I know 1,000 people who would have had that same situation and been mad pissed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
pissed.
Stormed out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all go do yourselves,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
will see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely had my patience tested, and I think that if anything, it's so funny that you remember that specific day. But I think if anything, that day really like was like the pinnacle of my like emotional
Like your
maturity,
growth,
so to
yeah.
speak.
Your growth.
Because it was like that shit carries over to other parts of your life now. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So it was
totally.
like you have something like it was really bad when it happened, and then there was lots of labor and effort to go around and you know. I think the week after I was on a city bike. I rode a city bike from
Yes.
Humber Bay Bridge to Tommy Thompson. I did like 50K
Yep.
on a city bike, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's like it just kind of made me real. And like, I've been preaching to people from the beginning of Mandem up to that point, like, yo, it doesn't matter what bike you have. You ride whatever you want, right? So for me to have a sexy bike and say that is one thing,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
But then you take it
Now
away
you're on a
from
city
me.
bike and it's like, all right,
If you
what
take
now?
it away from you, I'm like, oh, we're not riding because I don't have my sick bike. It's like, yo, like, what, you want
The
to
hypocrite.
preaching?
Yeah.
All this?
That's
it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Hypocrisy, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yep.
it just really made me lean into the totality of MandemCC.
Actually buying into your own message.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and the social aspect was what I wanted to do more than the bike ride itself anyway.
Yes.
And then again, I still had my hybrid that I could use. I have a bike share account that I was able to use.
Yeah.
So it was only for like a couple of weeks, and I was back. I
Yeah.
was back on the road. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah,
Wow. That day was crazy.
yeah. A
Because
good
a lot-
reminder that like shit's temporary. You know what I'm saying? Like
Of course.
even like last, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I think it was the year before. I was doing a ride to Scarborough and I crashed on Kingston. Like I hit a big pothole, flipped over my bars, like my wheel was bent and everything. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? But same drip.
Yeah.
I got an Uber. I went
Yeah.
to the patty spot. I hooked up everybody. my boy Dane drove me home after. You know what I'm saying? So like, it doesn't have to end. Like for me, in that sense, where it's like I'm hosting an event, or my friends are kind of getting
Sure.
together, and like it's bigger than just me.
Yes.
Then I can still continue and still kick it because there's other stuff happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in those
It's not
moments,
just
it's
the
good.
bike ride.
It's not just the bike ride, and,
Yeah.
and also in those moments, it really made me grateful and appreciative of like, as much as I do MandemCC by myself, like there's a lot of people around me that like hold me down and make sure I'm blessed and will drive me home in those moments or pick me up. You
That's
know,
it.
so it's all encompassing at that point.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I
That's
wanted
so
to
sick.
ask. Sorry, guys.
You
So
good.
many questions actually.
it's all good.
So talk to us about some of the initiatives that came from Mandem. I want to talk about Cycle Jordan.
Yes.
Can you tell everyone about that, please?
Yeah, so Cycle Jordan is rooted around a young guy in our community that has Down syndrome. His name is Jordan, who loves riding his bike. And I met him through some other people that I met in the community.
Yeah.
And, you know, he wanted to do a bike ride for his birthday. And it was just like, oh, MandemCC bike ride. It just kind of made sense for us to link up and do it. So every year since 2020, we do a fundraiser to raise money for Black kids with Down syndrome. So so just so you guys know, when if for families that have a kid with Down syndrome, therapy is free until that kid starts school. So in their infantile stages, they get free therapy and stuff like that. But the minute that kid gets into like kindergarten or something, then the family has to foot the bill. It's not like an OHIP thing.
Oh shit!
Right? So and it's expensive. So initially it started off with Jordan raising 5 Gs for him to cover some therapy for the year.
Proper.
And then it expanded. So now it's not just Jordan. There's like, I want to say 3 or 4 other children that
Nice.
Black kids that have Down syndrome that we've been raising money for the last couple of years and it's been dope because again, as much as MandemCC started off as just like a casual thing and community engagement from like a biking level, to be able to impact something like that and see it. So it's one thing to like see like stuff online like collecting money to do stuff, but like you don't get to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
See the effort.
Right.
But not even the effort, but the outcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like when you're donating money, you're kind of putting blind faith into an organization that that money is going to what you say it's going towards,
Right.
and then you may or may not see some of that
Come to
the
fruition.
outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Jordan, I can say from when I first met him, and then the money was raised, and then he got his speech therapy, and then like seeing him now, like his whole swag is different, his confidence is
Nice.
different,
That's awesome.
his enunciation is different,
That's
like
awesome,
his speech,
man.
That's amazing.
right? So it's like, oh, like we contributed to that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
so sick.
seeing that with him, and then now there's like 4 or 5 other youth that get to benefit
That's cool.
in the
That's
same
sick.
way. So MandemCC, like, it's more of a kickback, and Matty J Foundation. So Matty J Youth Foundation is Jordan's family's nonprofit. Kickback is another youth nonprofit in Toronto. So we're just like working alongside those 2 groups, and I just offer like logistic support. Like they want to figure out like a good place to congregate, what's the best route. I might lead the ride with some people from the community and make sure Jordan's safe and stuff like that. But all together, we kind of link up every year and do that. So it's been dope.
That's
awesome.
so cool,
Yeah.
man.
Such
Change
an
lives,
amazing
man.
initiative. Are you doing anything not like that, but parallel to that?
I mean, I've always used Mandem as a pay it forward type of situation. So we make our teas and stuff like that, and some money comes in. But then, I've been buying bikes and giving them, like I've given women like 4 or 5 bikes now, 6 bikes. Like,
Nice.
like I'll just
Yes.
like take money. Like shout out to Arif at Bike Depot. Like that's a good,
Nice.
that's a solid
Yeah,
partnership
shout out
that
to
we
Arif.
have.
Yeah.
But so in partnership with Bike Depot, as well as some of the funds that I've been able to get from selling our merch, tickets to our events, a couple grants that I've been able to get.
Very nice.
I've been able to take that money and like go to like Mech and buy like a brand new Cannondale hybrid like 4 or 5 times and like just give women bikes,
Nice.
right? So
That's
that's
it.
been like subtle, you know, like sub pillar of like what I'm doing is like getting women on bikes.
Yep.
And not to say that I don't want to give a dude a bike. I would love to, you know what I'm saying? But I find that, and this is just my opinion, and I could be totally wrong on this, but I think there's more value in getting more women on bikes right now.
I hear that.
And not even looking at cycling as a sport, so to speak, as much as it is male dominant or whatever. But from an activity standpoint, I feel getting more women on bikes, especially if they're BIPOC women,
Absolutely.
they're like the least visible in like the whole like microcosm of
100%.
like the cycling
Yeah.
community.
100%.
I think that would be the most impactful.
Yes.
And then especially for me as like a black guy or a Caribbean guy, and you guys might not get it, but you know what the fuck I'm talking about. The perception of cycling as like a whack activity,
Yep.
or nerdy activity, or
Definitely.
even a gay activity.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So if I get more black women on bikes or brown women on bikes, then I feel men are gonna follow the gal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the game. That's the end goal.
No lies. No lies told. No lies told.
Yeah,
That's
no
the
lies
end goal.
told. Like,
to make
I-
it seem
he
like
is correct.
it's less good
Yeah,
for you.
know what I'm saying? Correct. Like it's a weird thing, but like
is correct.
we've given away. But like
Can't confirm.
this is just my theory. You know what I'm saying? But like I've given away maybe 5 or 6 bikes now.
Take the stigma away.
Some of them have been
like,
like all by random draw. Some of them I've been specifically saying I want to give these 2 women, and just because of how my community and the makeup of it, women of color have been the recipients by draw to get these bikes.
yeah.
I just find that would be the most impactful way to go about injecting a bit more of a underrepresented group into the bike game. And if the men didn't want to get bikes because they see y'all on bikes, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't feel like I need to, at this point at least, support grown men getting on bikes by giving a grown man a bike. One day I would love to, and I'm gonna donate my own bike to one of my brethren, whatever. That's on the side. But I feel at this stage of the game, just from my own experience and seeing what's out there, men take up enough space in the activity.
Yeah.
So if I'm giving a bike away, ideally it's a woman, if I can, a woman of color, or a young person, like a teenager or like a really young adult, regardless, just to kind of get so that they don't have to be like me and wait till they're, in their early 40s to get back on it. Like I wish I would have just kept going when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I wanna connect with you on something because I work in a condo.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing with condos is there's a shit ton of bikes that are not being utilized.
My building too.
That are just sitting there unclaimed.
Yeah.
So I was starting to do this before, but then I couldn't get like the logistics of it.
Yeah.
But I want to collect them, fix them up, and
Why
just
not?
like give away. You know what I mean? And I feel like
I honestly like a lot of buildings. It's just from the buildings that I've been privy to. They don't have like a registration system like they do for like a parking spot, so to speak.
Right.
Like it's like first come, first serve.
Right.
Yeah.
And
a lot of bikes just get
there's
left.
hundreds of abandoned bikes. Like even in my building, like there's bikes in our bike cage that have just been sitting there. They're rusted to shit. You know what I'm saying? They need some TLC, but they're
because that's one thing that I want to start doing is because I'm back working at the condo, so it's like I have the reach and the resources that I could actually get it. And then
if you have if you're already in the cahoots with like the property manager, so to speak, you just need them to back it in the sense where it's like, oh, listen, we have bikes in the building. You have a bike that's what we need to clear out the garage. So like by this day,
Claim your
you
bike.
need to claim your bike from give them a month. By this day, you need to claim your bike because we're doing a cleanup. And then any bikes that are left behind. And then from there, you kind of inspire people to be like, yo, listen, if you want to maybe not have them register or like have a spot allocated to them, but just make that like an annual thing, like an annual purge, like spring cleaning, so to speak. Because I know in my building, they haven't, like, when I first got my hybrid, I used to lock it in the cage. And there's a little rusty ass CCM bike that was there
Still
in 2020. And it's still in the same spot 4 years later, just taking up space though, you know what I'm saying? So, mind you, with the bikes that I have now, like, I don't like to leave them down there. I bring them upstairs just because I'm so emotionally attached to them.
Of course.
But
we were gonna touch on this later.
of course. But they take up space if the person doesn't want it, or you know what I'm saying. So it gives like a.
Well, that's how I got my mountain bike.
I gave him a bike. I gave him a bike.
So no, like I think that would be good, and then just like from like a recycling or just like purging, just like efficiency standpoint.
I definitely like want to collect these bikes. I can fix bikes. So I can fix it up, and then my only issue is where the fuck would I store hundreds of bikes?
That's
the thing. You know what I mean? It's like that to me is my problem that I'd be running into is like, where do I store these bikes?
Well, here's the thing, right? And I think this is one thing that discourages a lot of people from taking on initiatives like that or trying stuff like that, is that they feel they have to, not only they feel they have to do it on their own, but more than likely, there's already people in the city that are doing the work that you're talking about.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So you can make an impact. Like if you, like from what you're saying, like if you legit like enjoy fixing bikes, hypothetically, let's say your building does the fucking purge, there's freaking 50 bikes there, right? Bro, take a 2 or 3 for yourself to fix up as little projects for yourself. But like, there's bike pirates. There's a whole bunch of bike co-ops throughout the city. Scarborough Cycles, there's Mississauga Cycles.
That's true.
There's a lot of different co-ops that exist, and their whole thing is recycling bikes. And then so like you can just take a portion for yourself as your own projects and to build them up. But there's places where you can, and that is, if you go to one of those places and donate 10, that's just as impactful as you fixing 50 bikes by yourself. But the impact is happening in real time, as opposed to you needing to, how much time would it take for you to
backlog all that
refurbish
shit.
50 bikes?
Exactly. It's
right?
true.
So that not even just on recycling or the biking.
Yeah.
Like there's always any idea that I've had to do something sick.
Yeah.
That my initial thought was this is a lot of work. There's somebody
There's
in the
a version
city
of it out there.
that's doing something like that already.
Okay.
And that's a good opportunity to just lean on them.
True. Okay.
Or just connect with them, or just build
Yeah.
some. Like, if you know that you're gonna have the means to be able to,
Yeah.
on an annual basis, donate for 40 fucking bikes, bro.
Yeah.
It's better for you to donate 10 bikes to this group, 10 bikes to this group, 10 bikes to this
That's
group, 10
true.
bikes to this
Then
group,
do it all myself.
and let them do what they're already doing and push them
Yeah.
into the community, and then
Yeah.
you're just a catalyst for that, as
Yeah.
opposed to you having to be the be-all, end-all of it, and
True.
it taking how many years to go through all that inventory.
You know, you're right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just lean on the
That's
co-ops
true.
that we already have in the city.
Sick.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
a
definitely
local.
gonna be doing that.
I think a local one to you is
Bike sauce.
bike sauce.
There's Bike Sauce,
Yeah.
there's Bike Pirates, there's Scarborough Cycles,
Yeah.
Mississauga Cycles. That's 4 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm 99% sure there's more.
Yeah.
That I can't even think
100%.
of right now.
Yeah.
We have a pile of them in Hamilton.
Yeah, they're all over.
There's
They're
a
all
good
over.
size amount of
Yeah.
shops that do just
They're all-
this
they're
thing
all
in
over the
Hamilton.
place.
Yeah.
It's all stolen bikes in Hamilton.
There's stolen bikes everywhere.
Yeah.
So last thing that I want to ask, completely segue from the stolen bikes. You know, you're promoting community health and wealth,
Yeah.
but you're also promoting your own health and wealth. Can you talk to everyone about Operation Sweeterman, please?
We'll pause this in a second.
Yeah.
Operation Sweeter
Operation
Mans.
what? Sweeter Man's?
Operation Sweeterman.
Sweetermans.
Please educate
This is
the
when
man
we
down.
play the slow jams.
Yeah.
In the background.
Play some Johnny Gill or something. So, MandemCC, bike community, cool. And from my own personal journey, I've realized that overall health and wellness is going to put me in a position to enjoy riding my bike more.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So as much as I was going to Niagara and I was riding my bike all the time and putting up clicks, physically I wasn't very happy with myself.
Sure.
So cardiovascularly, yeah, I could ride to Ajax and back in the summertime
Sweet.
and put in the 100 click days and stuff like that. But I didn't really like how I felt,
Sure.
like looking in the mirror or like my weight on the scale.
Sure.
Those things bothered me. So last year around this time, heading into our 4th season of MandemCC, I did spring training, which was like
I recall this, yeah.
so baseball does it, you know, like it's kind of like a same type of concept. Like, yo, we're about to start biking. A lot of people, including myself, might have just been sitting on their ass all fall, winter. Yeah, it might be a good time to start moving, just in general. You know what I'm saying? So we had a couple like strength training. We had some spin classes.
Yeah. So that.
We did some yoga mobility stuff, like targeted like for cyclists, and it was a big hit. Like everybody loved it, and that kind of reassured me that I don't have, as much as MandemCC is a cycling community or a cycling club, I don't have to limit everything we do to cycling.
Yeah.
And that there's an opportunity, because it is a community, and it's to the point now, as arrogant as this might sound, I'm at the point now where it's like, yo, if I say, yo, we're gonna go do something, people are gonna pull up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bike or no bike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? So that was good to just kind of piggyback my own wellness journey and kind of open it up and use the links that I've been able to acquire and share some of those resources with people and give them a chance to, you know, meet people doing other stuff outside of cycling.
Yes.
Do some non-cycling activity and have us to still link and kind of, again, MandemCC usually runs from like June to like October-ish. So now it kind of gives me an opportunity to kind of fill that void from November
Yes.
through April or May to kind of do some other wellness-based stuff.
Yeah.
That
Good.
doesn't have
Proper.
to just be biking, right? So Operation Sweeter Man is somewhat the root of the spring training because it was my own personal journey. So I was that fall of 2022,
Okay.
the season was over, it was wrapping down, but like my weight was really starting to weigh on my conscience. So as much as I was biking a lot, I was eating a lot, and I wasn't doing much else aside from the biking.
Okay.
And I wasn't managing my weight the best. So I had a couple like heart-to-heart conversations with some of my boys, and some other shit happened. And I was like, you know what? I need to fix up, because prior to season 3, so like spring 2022, I was like 290 pounds, and I'm 5'11", so I really have no business being that big unless I'm playing D-line, right? But I remember being so concerned, not only about my weight, but concerned about my ability to ride my bike.
Yeah.
Not only because I wasn't really in the best shape, I was like really like not taking care of myself, eating like trash, lazy. So 2 things happened. One of my homeboys linked me. I was like, "Yo, bro, what's going on with you? Like, you're falling off. Like, fix up."
Yeah.
And then I was so self-conscious about my weight that I called my guy at Cannondale. I was like, "Yo, what's the weight limit for this bike?"
Just check. Asking for a friend.
You gotta do it for the bike.
Right? What's the weight limit, right? And like me even having to ask that question
That's a
was like a mild light bulb that went
That
off
would
in
do
my
something.
head. You know what I'm
When
saying?
you have to ask the weight limit
Yeah.
for something, it's
Yeah.
like maybe I shouldn't get to that.
Yeah,
point,
exactly.
You know, or I've
right?
gone
So just
too
being
far.
accountable.
Yeah.
So that whole fall, winter, so winter 2021 going into spring 2022, I was so, it was to the point where I was so lazy that like April rolled around, May, and I started to get a little nicer, and I started to get the when are we starting DMs and stuff like
Yeah.
that for the first time ever, I was dreading riding my bike.
Oh shit.
Because I knew I wasn't,
ready.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, man, I'm starting soon. Like, never had that feeling before.
Yeah.
You know, so once I kind of like thugged it out through summer 22, I just told myself, when the season's over, take some time to reset, then you got to get right.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole Operation Sweeter Man started,
It's too
Yeah.
funny, man.
right? So November 22, I weighed myself. I was like 285 pounds,
Okay.
and then I had the knowledge. Like, I've been a gym rat before. I know what to eat, what not to eat. I know how to do the calorie
routine
counting
kind
and
of thing,
the macros. I had all the knowledge. I just wasn't applying it.
Yeah.
So I just like gave myself 2 months to reset and like purge my crib of anything that wasn't conducive to like my growth in that at that time.
Good.
And then
Good.
Starts at home, everybody.
yeah, and then like
yeah.
November, I just locked in. So I went from 290 in November 22, and then May or June 2023, I was like 240.
Nice. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's good shit.
So from I was like,
Yo.
like the highest I ever was like 299.7.
Yo. 50
Right?
in a season.
Damn.
Yeah, like 58 or something,
Yo.
57.
Damn.
From like November, like October, November till June 1st.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
I went down to 240.
We're gonna need another episode just for that.
Yeah.
For that period.
for real.
Damn, son. That's
So I dropped
real.
down to 240, and it took a lot. Like, I was like pretty antisocial. I was like I was documenting on my gram, and I was showing people what I was doing, and I was I was telling you, I was like going for lots of walks and just lots of self-reflection time. You know.
Nice.
That's what it
And,
takes, though. Sometimes,
yeah.
like when you have to lock
That's
in, like
exactly
you
it.
have to be
100%,
antisocial.
100%,
exactly
Your
it,
friends are gonna miss you. You're not gonna see
Yeah.
people. You know what I
So
mean?
2 things triggered it. So one was my boy called me, one of my childhood friends, and he's like, "Yo, I got 2 questions for you, fam. How old are you?" Like, and I gave him my age. And he's like, "Okay, question 2. Do you love yourself? Because it doesn't look like you love yourself."
Did he start the conversation with that?
It was a 3-way call. It was a 3-way call. Not even a call. It was a 3-way.
Witness.
Real shit. When was the last time you had a fucking 3-way call?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So it was like a low
You are
key.
in trouble
It
if
was
you
a
have a
low key
three-way.
intervention. So then Kwame like, "Yo, Dark's on the phone still." I'm like, "What's good?" And then, so the 3 of us are on the line. Go, "Do you love
Just
yourself?"
right into
Damn.
it.
Right? And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, it doesn't look like you love yourself. You're you're not the guy that I know." Like, I saw a
Yeah.
picture of you, and I was like, "Yo, what's happening?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Yo, so then
That
so then,
tough love is something.
Yeah.
man.
So like, for the next like 2 or 3 weeks, like he would like FaceTime me every day
Okay.
and make sure I was on my shit. And then once he saw
good.
like I was logged in, he was, "Okay, I'll let you cook now." You know.
Wow. Shout out
All
to your
right,
boy,
all
man.
right.
That's
Matt
it,
Babel.
man.
Matt Babel.
No
Matt
kidding.
Babel?
Yeah.
Babel?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Say
Proper.
word. Shout out
Yeah.
to Matt.
So
That's proper.
that kind of, and then the other part of that was like, I don't like talking about this because it's kind of funny now
Yeah,
in
we hear.
hindsight. But there's a shorty that
Yeah,
was
I
like,
got you.
Yeah, of course.
you know what I'm
There's
saying?
always a shorty.
Yeah.
There's always a shorty. There's always a shorty.
And
There's
we
always
were
something,
vibing super sick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I take my time if I really like a girl. I'm just like building a relationship, friendship, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. But then it just got to a point where like it just wasn't
Yeah.
going, and it just got like a standstill. Like I got to
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
And then I never asked, but in this situation, because we had such good like relationship, and like, I was like, "Yo, like what is it?" And she just told me straight up, like, "Yo, like physique, I'm not feeling your
Dog.
physique."
Yeah.
Right? But like I had to poach that out of her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So not only my boy calling me and G checking me, but then also for me to realize like, yo, like I met someone that was dope, and because I wasn't really in the best,
I hear that.
because I wasn't really taking. I don't want to like limit it to shape, but I just wasn't putting myself in a position to win.
Right. You didn't feel like your best self.
I wasn't at my best self.
Yeah.
So whether that is physically, financially, emotionally, just in that moment, I met somebody dope, and because I wasn't at my best self, it was like a squandered opportunity. That's what.
Okay.
Those two things, the three-way call and that like eye opener, was like, okay, I gotta fix up.
That's a trigger to every bodybuilder
Yeah,
saga, bro. That's it. Fucking just locked in.
Listen. We can go on the gram right now, and we can find some emotional reel, and some guy at the gym, right? And then the voiceover is like, "How bad did it hurt?" You know, and then the next shot is just him
Just grinding it up, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, like sometimes that heartbreak is a catalyst for change. But to me, but like in hindsight, I can say it wasn't. It's not so much that the heartbreak is a catalyst, but it's more so a reminder that like, as a man, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta be a certain way.
You gotta pedestalize yourself before anything.
Yeah.
And the minute you fuck up your priorities, you're gonna pay the price, and that's what happened in that situation. So I'm happy it happened. But yeah, so yeah, I dropped down to 240.
Proper.
That was so last June, and then I gave myself grace. So I knew Mandem was starting. I was just out, whatever, and then like I might have gained back like 10 or 15, just comfort weight, whatever.
Yeah. Sure.
So now I'm like phase 2, trying to like I'm at 255 right now, and I'm trying to drop down. I have a number in my mind like 215, 220, but we'll see.
That's what I'm trying to get down to.
Yeah.
Trying to get down to like 210, 215.
Yeah. So like right now it's like the weight on the scale. To me, it matters because it's going to translate to my activity. So I know, like, the lighter I am on the bike, it's going to be better.
Yes.
Yep. The lighter I am when I run, the better.
Yes.
That's true. Yep.
But I'm just pursuing, like, general, like, athleticism and fitness and heart health and and all that stuff. All that stuff will just kind of like follow.
Good. Yeah.
But I don't want to get fixed on the scale too much. Like, even though it is like something that was the root of it starting, as I'm now halfway through the journey, so to speak, I'm realizing that there's other things that are just as important as like my mobility overall.
Yes.
Because the thing is too, like that leads to a degrading mental health when you're so focused on just what the number says.
That's how people get those like eating disorders and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, like, I'm not trying to like be
like set a goal, but be human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you know, so I'm now at a place where I realize like, because I tried to go cold turkey at the jump, like no carbs, no this. Might have lasted like 10 days. And then I went ham at 7-Eleven one day. The fall back. Bro, I must have ate like 9 taquitos. Like super dirty food. Right? So now I'm at a point where I know myself now. It's like I can be super strict for like 8 to 11, maybe 12 days. But then I'm going to need like just something to kind of feed that part of my psyche. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, that is keto.
Yes.
That is keto, right? So what they say is the way it goes is 10 days, like give out carbs to let your body like feed through the fat.
Exactly.
And then you have a refeed day, and then you go back to that cycle of no carbs, right?
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last.
It's not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
But it's a bad thing when it's like the refeed day is the entire day.
Yeah, no, I'm at a point where I just need a 24 hours. I'm at a point where I just need a meal. And another thing that really makes a big difference, aside from the whole, you know, like knowing yourself and the preparation and stuff, is having people around you that know what you're on and that support it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
that's major.
It makes a big difference.
You have to have a
people are understanding of it. So it's like, no, I can't come, but like next weekend I'll come have a fucking croissant with you. You know what I'm saying? But this weekend it's not happening. You know, so the real ones will get it. They'll understand. So yeah, so that's the whole Operation Sweeter Man. Really, just trying to be the best version of myself, and like, I don't think I'll get back to like my prime athleticism of like my late teens, early 20s. But
shit, you might get better, bro.
You know what I mean?
But even if I get 50, 60, 70% of that at my age, I'll be very happy.
Hey, you got an old man strength now. You know what I mean? Old man strength that's the trade-off.
For sure.
That's the trade. You don't get the same speed, agility, but old man strength.
Yep.
I'm starting to feel it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's what Operation Sweeter Man. It was just like, yo, like I wasn't my best self.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get back to my sweeter self. And
Yeah.
So I don't wanna spoil anything that's happening.
No, don't.
You know, wanted
You're
to let
good.
it come organically, but
You're good.
if you wanted to manifest something for MandemCC that hasn't happened yet,
Yeah.
what would that be? Come on, man, give it.
There's a few things. One of them.
Give me one.
There's one big thing that I don't want to speak on because I really want to make it happen.
Okay.
And I believe that, and people really close to me know that I want to do it, and I feel that I might jinx it, or I might put like, I just don't want to speak on it, like just bad juju's, whatever.
Sure.
But aside from that primary thing, there's a couple things that I feel like I really like to see happen.
Okay.
So one, I really want to make a jersey for us.
Hey.
So I don't know if it's gonna be this year or next year, but like, I think it would be dope to have like a kit.
Say a word.
I've been anti-kit, obviously, like because I'm trying to like, we never started off wearing kits. Like you pulled up here in your sneakers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't need a
Right.
kit. But for those long missions, bro, like I wear my jersey.
Yeah, legit.
I have a bib short under my Raptor shorts
Yeah.
all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because there's people in our community that are like really into like the gear,
aesthetic
and, like, the aesthetic of the you know what I'm saying? I would love to make a kit and give them a chance to wave our flag in that aesthetic.
Yep.
Second thing I really want to have happen, which we did a couple years ago, or that first or second season of Mandem that I haven't done in a while, is like a big collab ride. Like we had a couple rides where it was a Mandem, Galdem, Nomads, or the Toronto Bike Life, or like Six Fix, to like bring all of us together. Because those rides stand out to me a lot. Like when it's like every discipline's out there.
Yes.
Like the mountain bikers are out there, the messengers are out there,
Yes.
the super roadies are out there with the
Yep.
white shoes and the white socks. Like
Yeah.
everybody's there. I would like to do another one of those big collaboration rides this year.
That'd be sick.
And as much as I've done a ride to Niagara with like my friends and shit, I think it would be dope to do a MandemCC like official ride to Niagara.
I was just gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
With like
Sign us
mad
up.
people.
Yeah, like really plan it out like properly. Like I'm talking like to the tits, like having a support vehicle.
Yeah. Oh shit. It's
Probably
like
good,
that.
yeah.
Like I have the resources to do it,
Yeah.
but really do like a
Nice.
yo, we're riding to Niagara.
Woo.
And putting it out there for anybody to come, because in the
Yeah.
past I've done those Niagara rides and then people kind of feel like left out, but it was like I didn't want to facilitate or host something like of that magnitude. But I feel like at this stage of the game, we're like, I'm pretty much confident that anybody who's down to make that ride, like they know that, like they should know their abilities. Like you know you can make the trip, so to speak.
Yeah.
So to really plan it out and have like bona fide pit stop, like really map out something sick
Yeah.
and pull up there like 50, 60 deep,
Woo.
That'd be
maybe more.
tight.
You know what I'm saying? I think, and I get that, like ride as fast or slow as you want, but like just
Yeah.
make it a thing where like we're
We pull up
meeting at
together.
Niagara or at the fucking
Yeah.
falls at this time for like a pick, and like
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
all
yeah.
here. Like I think that'd just be a dope moment.
100%.
I would love to do that.
Well, you know we're down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we're
would
in
love
for
to
sure.
have you
Yeah,
guys.
let us
there.
know how to support.
Some of the logistics along the way is something I can help with.
Yeah, dope.
So, like-
dope. So like that's something that I've been on my back of my mind.
Awesome.
But aside from that, like I think one thing that's been a little tricky for me is people see, like I have a lot of friends who are like very, very like strong entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
So they see MandemCC, they see I have a decent following on the gram, our creative and our graphics and our shirts look sick, and they look at it like a money thing, right? As much as money has come in, and I've obviously paid it back, whatever, into the community in some capacity, the industrialization of MandemCC is something that I'm strongly against.
Yeah.
Because I feel it will fuck with the sanctity of it. Like
It takes away the community aspect.
yeah, like it's a community group. As much as it's good branding and it's good this and it's good that, and there's a opportunity to like really make it like blow up and
Yeah.
play all those IG games and kind of get that all that stuff. I don't want to fuck with what it is at the core, and it's me and my friends link up and go eat patties on Eglinton
Gang,
Yeah.
gang.
and then go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, and I want, and like the riding your bike with your friend shit, I feel is something that I really want to like never get away from. Like I wanted to just always be that forever. Like
Yeah.
we're linking up, we're going for a bike ride, we're kicking it.
Yeah.
All the other stuff on top of that is cool.
Yeah.
And it's cool to make shirts and people buy it and see people wearing it and people send me pictures. Yo, I'm at the museum and this guy's wearing your tee. Like that's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I don't ever want that to
Be the thing.
be the primary thing
Yeah.
over what we are at the root, which is
Yeah.
a community. And beyond the cycling, like I'm putting more effort into having us just play a larger role in the overall like wellness community in Toronto
Absolutely.
altogether. Like
Proper.
the biking could be our core vessel, and during the summer is the primary activity.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, from like fall through spring, I would like to get to a point where like consistently like the biking season is technically over for most people, but we're still doing shit.
Still out there
Yeah.
getting it.
Yeah, we can still
Yeah.
link up. Like we can still
Yeah.
go roller skating, or we can still go to
Yeah.
a freaking, you know what I'm saying? Do
Well,
different shit.
that's what I was trying to get to do with the Nomads. Is like aside from just cycling, I was like, yo, there's other sports we can all do.
For sure.
Like
Yep.
it's winter. You guys
Yeah.
want to go ski or snowboard? Like
100%.
you know what I mean? Like we can hit the mountains.
Yeah. And like we had
you
a
know?
social event, and
Yeah.
that was like to use some of the money and like book a venue space and have it catered and have people buy raffle tickets. Like people love that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I can do that once every, twice a year maybe.
Yeah, and those
just
are
kinda
fun.
Feel that. And people, it's just something different. Like,
Yeah.
it just sucks sometimes where like you're with some people and you ride your bikes all fucking summer through the fall. October comes and it's like, see you in May.
Peace.
All of a sudden, that ride your bike with your friends thing, they forgot about the friends aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, just bikes.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
no,
Yeah.
we're
Or no, they all
let's
just
hang
hop, they all
out.
just
You know
hop
what I
on
mean?
Zwift.
For
They all
sure,
hop
yeah.
on
Yeah.
Zwift and then
Yeah. So
see
even
each
like
other
that,
for
like I don't have a
Yeah.
trainer. I don't
Yeah.
like. I haven't like again as much as I've like to like my friends, like as you mentioned, to like our friends that don't have bikes. As much as they might look at me as an enthusiast, and it is something I'm enthusiastic about, but there's a lot of shit in the bike world that I haven't like committed to yet. Like
Yeah.
I don't do Zwift.
Yeah, I don't want to do
Same.
indoor training.
You know what
Can't
I'm saying?
do it.
Yeah.
It's- I
I'd
tried.
rather go
Can't
to a
do
spin
it.
class
That's
Yeah.
it.
and just bang out a 45 minutes and go home. But like, I don't do Zwift. I don't do a lot of the big corporate stuff rides. Like it's just me.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I just don't do a lot of that stuff, and I don't. Not to say I don't want Mandem to do it either, but at the same time, if I'm gonna put money to ride my bike somewhere, I'd rather ride my bike for free and have people give money to impact something that we're gonna see it, like we're gonna know for sure.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but like, you never want to ride on the highway.
Of course I do.
You know what I mean?
Of course I do. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But like at the same time, like full transparency, I registered last year.
Oh, okay.
I registered last year. I didn't do the fundraising, and I was just like, yo, when the time comes, I'll just pay the 2 bills and I'll just put in my,
Yeah.
I'll just pay my own way. You know what I'm saying?
$25.
Yeah. But then the time came, I was like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
you know what I'm saying? Because like I've even had some of those like bigger like bike rides and Grand Fondos and stuff like that. Like they've reached out to me like, hey, we'd love to have your community come out here or whatever. Like they just want me to, because they know if I say we're going here, people are gonna come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't really benefit our community.
No, yeah.
Not even benefit me.
The
Yeah.
community itself.
It doesn't benefit the community. Like
Yeah,
if,
that's fair.
Like if
Yeah.
I say, yo, I can get 50 people, are you gonna give us like discount rate for those 50 people? 'Cause
Yeah.
I can bring 50,
Yeah.
right? But like I find like just from some of the conversations that I've had, like it's more so like they have an objective as like
The image.
the development manager, like whatever their title is, to like get people to register and increase the numbers on an annual basis. But me bringing my community, like again, nothing against anybody from the community that registers on their own and goes, like do your thing. But like for me to wave the MandemCC flag and say, yo, we're going here,
Yeah.
it has to benefit.
It has to mean something. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just pimping it out for shit. Like
Exactly.
I've already been not to freaking dig up shit, but like I've already had like people accuse me of like doing shit for fucking perks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I
you'll
have-
get people saying
Yeah,
that.
like I have people accuse, like even with my bike depot partner, I'm gonna speak fucking freely right now. Like I've had people that be like, oh, you're just doing stuff with bike depot because they give you free bikes.
Yeah, you'll get that.
Yeah, but I'm
Right.
giving
Yeah.
bikes to the
You-
community.
It's
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
I'm,
Like,
not, I'm not giving shit.
Yeah, those bikes go to
Yeah,
other people.
and,
you know.
and as much as Bike Depot, and again, shout outs to Arif and Chaz, but as much as Bike Depot has given bikes to MandemCC to give to the community, MandemCC has given more on our own
yeah,
yeah.
legit.
than what we've gotten through Bike Depot. Like Bike Depot might have given us 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I've given away like 6, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But you're gonna have people with some hatery.
Yeah.
right?
So
You're gonna
this,
have that.
so it's like
That's how you know you're doing good.
yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what I
So
mean?
like
That's it.
again, I'm not even tripping about it. It's just like I'm just very careful of the things that I do with like big companies and stuff like that, because it's like I have a job. You know what I'm saying? So for you to say, hey, we want to do this with you, we'll give you 1,000 or. If I can't buy a bike and give it away on my IG, like it doesn't benefit me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much how I've been looking at a lot of these opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when they come to me and ask me to like bring my community here, or like do this, and I was just like, for what? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna help you. What's in it? What's in it? Not even what's in it for me, but what's in it for like
For your people.
my community.
Yeah.
For
And
your
a lot of the
Yeah.
times it's nothing.
Exactly.
So I've just kind of stayed away from like a lot of those big rides. Like as a person that loves riding this bike, like at some point I'm gonna, bite the freaking bullet and register and go ride on the highway because I want to.
Yeah. But you're gonna do it because
But I'll do it
want
because
to.
I want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
exactly how I see it. Like I registered because I fucking like riding the DVP. Yo,
Yeah.
it's so much fun.
No, I'm jealous every time
You
I
know
don't
what I'm
go.
saying? Like it's so much fun.
Mad
And-
mad FOMO.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
cheesed
done
every time.
I've done the Princess Margaret thing,
Yeah.
but that was because it was my first 100 kilometers, and I didn't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm like, well, there's gonna be pit stops. They're gonna feed me,
Yeah.
and there's support.
For sure.
Like, I can text a number on my wristband and be like, come get me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd rather do that supported.
I get it.
And then I was like, this is kind of nice, yo.
For
like,
sure.
I remember that. Yeah, it was on a hybrid. It was on a giant hybrid,
Yeah.
bro. There were some nasty climbs out there
On the highway?
on
Dundas.
Dundas.
Oh.
In Dundas.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
the Princess Margaret.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yo, this is fucking nasty.
Yeah, that
Like,
Dundas will punch you. Yeah.
I looked back at the very top, yo. There was like 5 dips,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. Like, and there was
They'll
just
test
some
your mettle
random.
for sure.
But it was cool though because there's some random people, like just citizens. They were just outside in their lawn,
Yeah.
with like giving away watermelons.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like lemonade, watermelon, water refills. I'm like, oh, sick.
Sick.
You just got a group of people just eating watermelon on the side of the road.
Yeah. See, I haven't partaken in any of those bigger bike events yet,
Yeah.
but I definitely would see myself.
It's definitely a cool experience. Like I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Where it's even me. Like I raised $2,500. I'm like,
Sick.
I don't know where the fuck this money's going.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm kind of doing it selfishly, where
It's
I
mental
want to know.
gymnastics, yeah.
Yeah, like I want to know how this feels like, and seeing just random people like helping out cyclists,
Yeah.
like for no reason at all, just to be there. That to me, like that was cool.
Yeah, like I've
know?
had to like play that trick in my mind. It's like 'cause
Yeah.
I would rather, as opposed to putting it out there and telling people to donate money for me so I can do it, and raising X amount of money that I don't even know where it's gonna go. I'd rather pay the minimum myself
Yeah,
and call it a fee,
yeah,
Right.
and then it's a dumb way to think.
yeah,
Right? But
Yeah.
like for me, it would just be like, I want to ride on the highway. You're charging me X amount to do it for this day,
yeah,
and I'm gonna pay you.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's multiple hats that you're putting on, right?
Yeah.
Like, so obviously I understand that part where like, is this we Mandem are gonna go and support this versus
Right.
I just feel like riding on the highway.
Exactly, and it's the latter every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of just have both those hats, I think that's totally fine.
For sure.
So Chris, I always like to ask guests this: what is your favorite route to ride?
In Toronto,
Toronto, anywhere.
here's my top 3 top of my head right now. I really like the Beltline Trail in Toronto.
Yes. All right.
Right? Especially like summer going into fall where like the leaves are changing colors and shit. Like it's beautiful and it goes into
is.
brickworks, right?
Yeah.
So in that direction, it's like
Yeah,
sort of
going east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going east.
Sort of a decline.
Yeah, going
Yeah.
east is really nice. So like that belt line, so I have a loop that I do from my house. It's a 50K. Eglinton has a bike lane that goes all the way to Saga.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a park near my house that will spit you out at like 401 in Eglinton, like at Martin Grove.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eglinton bike lane all the way, get onto the
All the way
belt
west.
line,
Oh.
take the
Oh,
belt line
shit.
east,
Wait. So when you're on Eglinton, you have that incline at
keel,
Keel.
and
Yeah.
climb both those holes.
Yeah. On Eglinton.
On Eglinton.
Okay.
Right?
And then
Then veer off. There's a side street that,
Exactly.
that starts with the belt
and that's
line.
the start of the belt line.
Take the belt line all the way
across.
to
Yeah.
the cemetery.
Yeah.
I take a side street.
Yep.
I'm on Bayview.
Bayview.
And I drop that Bayview
Bomb
drop.
Hell
Bayview.
yeah.
Yep.
My favorite.
Right into brickwork.
Sick.
That little.
That's more.
That's
yeah,
that's
down
like
to
one of my
Bayview.
favorites.
Okay.
That right there in the city.
That's a smooth like downhill.
Pretty
Yeah,
much,
all the
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Eglinton has some good rollers.
no
I'm
light.
like, yeah, the path, yeah.
Yeah.
And Bayview is like one of my favorite drops in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like the ride from Rouge Hill GO Station to Stouffville.
Yeah.
We did that last year for a Mandem ride.
Boy.
Okay.
To
Okay.
Red Bulb. There's a special spot there. That's like one of my OGs is a bike guy, and he put us onto that like in 2020, and that's always been like one of our favorite.
Sick.
Like,
How long
like,
is that loop?
It's round trip, like I want to say like 60,
Yeah.
50, 60.
Sick.
Okay.
From the GO station.
From the GO station,
Yeah.
and then you take like whatever those roads are. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But it takes you out to Stouffville. That's one of my favorites as well.
I mean, that's pretty deep still.
Yeah, those are probably like right now, top of my head. Those are like my two favorite like missions that I really enjoy. Like just like the scenery and like the vibes and everything. I haven't really been there in a long time, but we did a bike ride 2021 from Stouffville. There's a GO station in Stouffville. I forgot the name, but we did
Stouffville. Unionville?
no Stouffville.
In Stouffville.
In Stouffville, there's a GO station.
Like Whitchurch. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Stouffville GO. It's something else. It's something.
Yeah.
But we did that to Lake Simcoe and back,
Nice.
and just those country roads in the summertime. It was really good.
It's
Was that like
beautiful.
an 80K?
Yeah.
No, that was like 100 and
I was
change.
gonna say.
Yeah, that was a long ride.
Yeah.
That was those are probably like in the city and outside. That's probably my main. I want to ride outside the city more.
Yeah. They're fun, man. The roads
I
out
haven't
there.
really like explored
beautiful.
too much, like aside from like going to Niagara, going to Hamilton.
Yeah.
Going to Hamilton. Remember I saw you that day. So yo,
Yes.
so
tell it, yeah.
I've been not anti, but like selective with like when I wear a kit, when I wear a bib,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've always worn like I have a full bib with the straps
Yes.
and everything, but I wear my basketball shorts on top or like shorts on top and then
Yeah.
a t-shirt. So it looks like regular gear, but I have a bib underneath. And then when I got my road bike last year,
Yeah.
and I got white road shoes.
Yes.
Oh,
My
shit.
bike is
Oh,
white.
shit. Oh, shit.
So it's like, okay, it's sexy time, you know? So there's a day, it was like, I don't know, maybe May or something, I don't know.
Yep.
But I wanted to test, I just got my bike and I wanted to test it out. So I initially was just saying, yo, I'm just gonna go on the waterfront, I'm gonna go to Port Credit, come home, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to hell.
But the bike, but like, it happens. It was early in the day, and I just felt good. And like usually I don't make those trips by myself.
Right. Right.
That's another
Okay.
thing. Usually if I'm gonna go like west of Port Credit, like a longer trip, I roll with people.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just got the bike and I was feeling good. I was like, yo, this is. So I just kept on going, right? And the reason why I initially was like, I'm gonna go to Port Credit and back, is because I was in full kit.
Yeah.
And nobody's ever seen me full. That was my first day ever wearing the bib with no shorts on top. It's like the body's out.
Yo, you're just in underwear,
Yeah.
bro. That's it.
I'm like,
You're just
the
in underwear.
first
No,
time,
that's
like,
it.
leaving-
Vulnerable and
the
shit.
first, like real shit. Because I've always just worn shorts on top.
Yeah.
Right. So, I like my drip was always like the bib, and then running shorts on top. And that was always my aesthetic.
Yeah.
I bought running shorts to ride my bike, just to wear over my bib. Like I buy running shorts, I buy running shorts, and then I cut out the brief liner so I don't need it. So I wear my bib just for the aesthetic, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the first time I'm ever like I got my road bike, white helmet, white shoes,
Oh,
white
shit.
bike.
Oh shit.
I'm like, you know what? And also, how could I forget? It's like Operation Freedom Man, so it's like I'm the lightest I've ever
Sexier now,
been.
you know? Sexier now, yeah.
So I'm not
Feeling myself.
I'm super feeling myself. I'm not self-conscious. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in
You
like
know?
the last how many years. So I'm like, yo, I'm wearing a bib raw, and I'm wearing the jersey, and I'm going outside.
Let's go.
Let me just
Flex some
let me
motherfuckers.
just see like if I can overcome the mind games of it. And I'm like, yeah, when you're going to port credit and back, like whatever, just bang it out quick, 30, 40K in and out,
Yeah.
like nobody will see you. You know what I'm saying? I get to port credit, I feel good. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna keep on going. I'm like, yo, I'm out here, I ain't seeing nobody. I see fucking. Right? Literally, I made it all the way to Hamilton Beach, dog. I just passed the Burlington waterfront piece, and I'm on that last because I was going to the fish and chip spot.
Yeah,
Yes.
Go to
Hutchins, right?
Hutchins.
I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go Hutchins. I'm on Hamilton Beach.
Damn.
I'm like 10K away. What is it over here? I'm like, oh.
Of course, yeah, man.
So luckily for me, this guy wasn't like, maybe in your mind you were, but he wasn't like, yo, you're out here full kick. If you said anything,
That would have been the end.
no, my first.
Uber XL hold.
And the thing is, when I first saw you, I didn't recognize you because you were in full kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you said something. I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, hey. Yeah. So like,
Damn.
that was my first day out, like raw dogging it in like the bib and the jersey. I'm like, I'm not gonna see nobody. I see you fucking pee. And I'm like, oh my god. But I'm like, it gave me peace of mind that like you don't give a fuck about that shit. So then like I ended up going and had my lunch.
As
I
long
came
as you're on
back
a
home.
road bike, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But like after that, it was more so just me, and this is like something that like a lot of people, not to say I'm plus size or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But like a lot of people with bigger bodies or like who are self-conscious
Look
with
awkward.
with the form-fitting gear,
Yeah.
it's just not the best drip for us, right?
No,
so
yeah.
that day, I shattered a lot of like self-doubt about like, again, 'cause I'm still a pretty big guy, but then after that, like we went to the gravel ride, the
Yes!
scarecrow. I went to the
Okay.
scarecrow full kit.
Full
Oh,
kid.
Nice.
shit.
I posted it on my gram too.
Oh,
right?
shit.
Yeah, right? Remember that?
Get them hearts and everything.
And I got not hearts. I got bare. I got bare DMs. Alive. That's how you're feeling, bro. Man's out here in the pinchos. Holy ayuda. Full kit, eh?
Oh man.
Godzilla! Bro, bare comments. And that's exactly what I didn't want.
That's
you know
it,
what I'm saying? Exactly what I didn't want, you know?
Some comments from girls like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
homies, all the
Yeah.
dudes.
On the pod.
What
End up sliding in your
One
DM.
of my OGs, I forgot the comments on my page. But he's like, oh, I want this. A full kit thing? And I was like, yo, relax.
Bro, like, where are the girls' DMs, yo?
You know what I'm saying? But they see, yo, this page is restricted. Or,
Someone banned this.
only certain people can comment, you know? Comments have been turned off for this post.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so like,
that's so
that kind of like opened it up. So like now it's
so
like
good.
situational. So it's like, I look at it, and now it's like for me, this is how kind of how my brain approaches it. If I'm in the city and it's like, yo, we're going for patties, we're going for ice cream.
Casual
yo,
shit.
I'll wear my t-shirt, I'll wear my
Yeah.
same drip, whatever. Yo, we're going to a gravel ride in Blue Mountain. We're going to Niagara. We're doing 100 plus.
Yeah, man.
I have the gear
Yeah,
to
man.
be as comfortable as possible
Exactly.
during that ride.
Yeah.
I've gone, when I did that first Niagara ride, I was in a freaking hoodie and a dry fit underneath. It was the fucking worst.
Hoodie.
It was in September, right?
Oh, okay. So like,
But
damn,
I was in a hoodie
shit.
and I had a backpack with beer snacks in it.
Oh my
Same.
god.
And track pants
Same.
and like it's
Oh,
not
damn.
practical for like the mission, right?
Yeah.
So then now that I have the jersey and I can stuff like beer shit in there and I have my bike bags and
Yeah.
I have a stem bag and I'm a bit more prepared, you know?
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm just like I have like I'm going OT.
Yeah.
I'm dressing for the part, but in the city, like if you catch me in the bib in a city, I'm either coming from somewhere or I'm going
going
somewhere after.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
So that's kind of how I've like rationalized it.
Yeah, for me, it's all tank tops, bro. I love
Yeah,
tank top.
yeah.
Like, Niagara ride, tank top.
Yeah.
Fuck that, it's too hot.
Like it might get to a point where I might just wear the bib with a t-shirt. Like I've seen lots of guys with that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I do.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen you
Yeah.
do that. Some of
Yeah,
the Dixie
yeah.
guys are like that. You know what I'm saying? But like this feels like I'm wearing a nightie.
I can't hang too low.
Oh hell no. Hell no.
I did it.
T-shirt down your knees.
Because I don't wear like tight tees, so like my shirts are always a little oversized. So like one day I was getting
so it's
ready,
hanging too low, yeah.
and I put the bib on,
Oh, God.
and I put the t-shirt on before I left the house. I was like, nah, not for me. You know what I'm saying? So
You stand in front of the mirror, bend over. Oh, that's too short.
So the raw bib is only when I'm wearing a jersey, and it's like that's it. But like if I'm wearing a t-shirt, I gotta. I put my Raptor shorts on top. I got some other shorts that I wear on top. But yeah,
I'll tell you. So that when I did my Montreal ride, and I was posting like the every day, had a post up of like where I'm at and some pictures and stuff, right? So there's this one picture that I took in Kingston, and I'm standing in front of a monument, and I got my hands up like this.
yeah.
And I was like, in the middle of the ride and proud of what I'm doing and stuff like that, so I didn't notice. But at the end of the ride, I noticed that one of my pictures had more likes and more comments than the rest until like the end of the ride.
Why you're printing?
So it's all these comments like, yo, PB. My girl's on this app.
Dealing with man.
Yeah, my girl's on this app. Right? And this guy P, it says in the little fucking thirst traps printed, and then his caption it's all innocent. Hey folks!
You see what I'm dealing with here?
Until next time, folks. Hey folks! He's out there printing and they're getting cheese. Telling your girl to unfollow him, yo. I'm dead. I'm dead, yo. You gotta be careful. I'm only talking because I have I don't know how bad I'm printing, right? But I have a pic. I'm leaning on my bike and it's full quad, black tie. And I'm just smiling place. I'm asking him like, yo, that's how you're moving. No.
Oh gosh, it's like that.
The bike, the cycling drip, I feel is like the biggest crux. That's it for like anything. So like we talk about like our friends that don't ride the bikes and stuff like that. Like again, growing up in the city or Scarborough, wherever you grew up, like you don't need a kit to ride a bike. Like you grew up,
you just ride jeans, whatever.
Jeans, sweatpants, and ball shorts. It was whatever. You know what I'm saying? So to get to a level now where it's like because you're making these longer missions and it just makes the most sense to not chafe and to have proper cargo and have like sweat wicking material, all those elements, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Regardless of how practical it is, right? From the outside looking in, it's
still
like, yo, fam, why are you wearing those tight top shorts to ride your bike?
Exactly.
Like you don't need the tight top shorts, like right? And like, you can't even explain to them the benefits
of
wearing the tight top shorts. It's like going out in a Joe Boxer.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, it's the equivalent of just wearing Nike Pro.
Yeah.
Dog, we're playing basketball. Why are you wearing just Nike Pro?
Right.
Like,
You just out here.
It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent. You know what I'm saying?
Because for that reason, that's been imprinted in my head. For that reason, when I first got bike shorts, imprinted.
I'm done, yo.
When I first got bike shorts, I made that mistake that I hope everybody else has made, where I put underwear on, and then the bike shorts after, and wonder what the hell is happening.
Yeah.
So that first day that I rode with just bike shorts felt the exact same, like covering up with lights and stuff.
Yeah, because you're not seeing your fucking brief line and things.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's still a little awkward, but you know what? I deal with it. But
I say,
you just gotta ride faster so nobody sees you.
that's
real
it.
talk.
Don't stop in the lake too long.
I'm not gonna front, yo. There's been a 1-2 times. Like there's one ride we did. Like I think we went to Ajax or something, or to Pickering to Bike Depot, and I was riding home and I was kidded. You know what I'm saying? And I got back. I was like, when you Kingston Road turns into Danforth, and you're like on the blower bike lane, so to speak, like right before the bike lane starts. And I was at the light, and I was just like, I was in. Right?
Straight flexing.
For
those listening, he lifted his leg up.
I just got one pedal up, you know what I'm saying? And like, I have big legs, right? I have big legs. So I remember just being at the light, waiting for the light to turn red, and then a car pulled up beside me, and there was 2 black women, right?
Yeah.
And then
You turned a bit?
No, and then she leaned out the window. And she's like, I was just telling her he must be fast with those legs, boy. Right? And then me, they're blushing. Yeah, I'm pretty fast. I'm pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? So in the city, with all the characters and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You're asking for it out there. But like, I just kind of reserve that drip for like when I'm going OT, long trips. You know, like. That's it. Like, there's one time I even I had the drip on with shorts on top, and I rode with my shorts on to the bridge, And then when I got to the bridge, we were going
Took
to the
it off?
trail. Then I took it off. I put it in my jersey. And now it's time. Now it's time.
Now I'm
Yeah,
safe.
Ain't nobody seeing me.
Low impact, you know.
Yeah, now I'm safe.
This man out here getting catcalled already, man.
You know what
Damn.
I'm saying? That's crazy.
Stop sexualizing the Mandem.
Let me wear what I want to wear, damn it.
That's
My body, my choice.
That's fucking jokes, yo.
Oh my god. So let me get the DM started. When is the next ride?
So traditionally, we don't start till like June. I know the weather is always better before we start. And to be honest with you, I do that intentionally because as much as obviously I do Mandem and it's been a weekly commitment from when I start, you know. I want to keep as much of my time to myself as I can. Does that sound weird? Like,
Yeah,
I
sure.
agree.
No,
because
makes sense.
I know when I start,
Agree.
it's a commitment. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Agree.
by not starting till like mid-June every year, I've kind of set the expectation that like when April, May rolls around and it starts to get nice outside, cool, ride.
Yep.
Ride
Yeah.
your bike, but don't wait
Yeah,
for
don't
me.
wait,
Like,
yeah.
get warmed up if anything.
Yeah.
But usually it's like early to mid-June.
Nice.
I feel like El Nino is gonna make it nice and warm for us in the next like couple of weeks. So I might start like with some earlier stuff like in May maybe.
Okay.
I definitely want to do spring training again.
Attaboy.
Nice.
I
Nice,
made
nice,
more friends in different elements of wellness and fitness that we can do some different stuff with.
That's
So
wicked.
I definitely want to do it. One of my boys started doing instructing spin. So to do a spin class like led by a black guy and he's playing like UK grime and hip hop and stuff, it's sick.
That's
So
awesome,
I would
man.
love to do a spin class with him. And then this riding season will just be June. But one thing this year, like as much as it's a milestone season as like year 5, I really want to get back to like the truest form of MandemCC, which is just the biking and stuff. Like
Nice.
like the merch and stuff is cool, and a lot of people don't know. But I ship all the merch myself. I manage the website myself. Like it's work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not to say that I don't enjoy creating those shirts and seeing people wearing them and doing my personalized notes and stuff when I ship it out. But going back to what we were talking about earlier with the whole like industrialization or like the business aspect of it, I feel like this year I just really want to get back to like the roots.
Sure.
Yeah.
And just be like, and just really like remind people that this started off as people that were novice cyclists.
Yes.
So as much as I've ascended to, crazy heights myself, like if I were to go back and tell myself in 20, like, yo, fam, you're gonna be out here in a tight top pants just yeah, right? Like, right? As much as I've like my bike journey and like the bikes that I have and like the distances and the speed that I do, I still want those people who are new to be able to roll with us. You know what I'm saying? So expect I haven't figured out exactly how I'm gonna like market, so to speak, to that crew, or like to really intentionally be like, this is a ride for beginners. It's sub 10K. It's like beginner friendly. Like I haven't figured out the like how I'm gonna like share that. But that's original MandemCC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's welcome. Get a city bike if you need to.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna have some real low key like sub 10, sub 15 rides.
Nice.
But then also be more intentional with like the missions. Like we're going to Stouffville.
Yeah.
We're going to Hamilton. We're going like in the past of like a Stouffville ride last year was the first time that I've done a ride that distance off of the trail.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, like the biggest ride we've had is either 50 or 60K
Right.
in the city, and it was literally just going up the Humber Trail all the way up to Steeles and back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I have a loop in the city that I did, like I told you guys, like Eglinton Bayview,
Yeah.
loop
Yeah.
down to the waterfront.
And that's
That's
a 50, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But that's like on the trail, whereas Stouffville is like, yo, we're on country roads. Like we have to be smart. It's a bit more
Strategic.
advanced, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Definitely more involved.
Yeah. So, but it went great. So, I definitely want to do more like that. So another Stouffville ride,
Yeah.
an
Yo,
intentional Hamilton ride, an
We
intentional.
see that, man. We'll be there.
Yeah, like I really want to like have like intentional longer missions for people, and then I have a bunch of concepts and stuff that I've been thinking about.
Okay.
But spring training, I definitely want to repeat. We'll start riding in June. Emphasis on the roots of MandemCC with beginner rides. Emphasis on the advancements of all of our cycling journeys and having intentionally long rides, like a day out type of thing.
Yep. Party in July.
Definitely want to do another social event. Thank you. Like that was a big hit. And merch wise, I don't know. I feel like there's a couple pieces that we've been sitting on that I might put out something, but I'm also inclined to just not go heavy on the merch this year, and then next year it'll be like official, like 5 years old, like celebrating 5 years of Mandem, and have like a capsule, so to speak.
Gang.
Proper.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
that's how I see it unfolding.
Wow.
That'd be sick.
And then collaborations, like again, like I want to do stuff with other communities, like whether, and honestly, I don't even want to limit it to cycling groups. Like if there's people that have like I have friends that run, and I've been running a lot more too. And there's a very prominent run club here called Parkdale.
Yep.
PDRR.
Right?
Yep.
And like we've been
Huge.
talking for the
Parkdale
last year and a
Roadrunners?
half
Huge.
about doing like some type of a relay.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of us link up and you get randomly assigned a runner and a biker, and you guys just do your shit. You get, you know, like just fun, just fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not trying to make it super technical.
Yeah.
But just building the community outside of like not limiting myself to people who just have bikes.
Yeah.
And just looking at wellness altogether.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you.
That's
by the
sick,
way,
yeah.
No
For
doubt.
sure.
we don't give people in our community our flowers enough. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like we don't show appreciation enough. I don't think. Like we have our guests here that we appreciate, that we want to see. But you know, really grateful for what you've done.
Thank you.
Bring the community together. Bring us together. Technically speaking.
Yeah, I did not know
So
that.
you know what I'm
I did
saying?
not know that. Yeah.
You know, so
I'll send my invoice.
yeah, man, so we, anytime, man, anytime.
Yeah, and then somebody asked me recently about the rise in cycling clubs here and like how I feel about it. And I think it's dope. Like when MandemCC came out, like I didn't know what the landscape was. I didn't. It wasn't until like months into it where people were like, "Yo, you're filling a void," but I didn't know that void existed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the more crews, the better. Again, knowing that none of us have the capacity to legitimately please everyone, the more people that offer something, the larger the menu in Toronto gets, and the more options people have. And like I said, the more opportunities we have to collaborate with different crews to do different stuff. Like one thing with me, like I've never intentionally like done anything based on like politics or like a cause. Like I just kind of keep it as biking and eating and chilling. You know what I'm saying? And because I feel like some of those topics, you know, depending on who you are and how you perceive the world, it can create a divide. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at MandemCC as an escape from that shit, because like I was seeing all that stuff happen in real time, and like the rest of the world was, and everybody had their opinions on it, and even the shit happening in the world right now. But I found like when I was riding my bike and I was around different people, like it was like fuck everything else, yo. Let's just go on a bike ride. Let's just let's take our mind off things and just enjoy the outdoors.
As it should be.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I definitely want to do, like I said, those collaborations with different crews and bring us together, and not make it about our respective like mission statements or like what our objectives are. Like, yo, let's just link up and ride bikes and just kick it and go home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's on the agenda.
And that's what I feel like the essence of Mandem and Nomads is. It's just
100%.
like we share the same page. It's like, yo, we just want to ride bikes. You know, like
facts.
you know, like we like shit.
Yeah,
you know, and it's
exactly.
fun. Like we shoot the shit, and things just happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like enjoy yourselves.
Facts.
Yeah, man. But Chris, thank you for coming. I'm sure
no
we can
doubt.
do another like 2 hours of this. You know what I mean? And-
I'll pull up
You're
whenever
welcome
you
back.
want.
you
Yeah, let me know.
know what I'm saying?
Let
He's
me
coming back.
know.
He's coming
There's a
back.
lot
Yeah,
more
yeah.
to talk about,
Yeah,
but yeah, time's up, and
Yeah.
you know we gotta clean up. They're gonna
all
open up
good.
soon. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it. So,
But
Thank you, appreciate
guys, anything you wanna share where people can find you?
Bro.
Any upcoming
Appreciate
charity
you, man.
rides and stuff?
Instagram MandemCC, all one word. My personal IG's in the bio of that page, and vice versa. Ride your bike with your friends.
Facts.
Keep it simple. Shout out to Nomads. Shout out to official Toronto Bike Life. Shout out to Saddle Sisters of High Park. Shout out to MandemCC. Shout out to Six Fixed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to Parkdale Roadrunners.
Hey.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Queer Bike TO. Shout out to
Hey.
Daycycle.
Shout out to Bike Depot.
Shout out to Bike Depot. Shout out to Bike Depot for sure. Shout out to my people at Gears. Shout out,
Yeah.
shout out to the Toronto cycling community as a whole.
Facts.
Shout out to my OGs in Stouffville. Yeah. I think I
Hell
got
yeah.
Shout out to Scarborough Filipinos.
Yo, hey, you know.
Salamat.
And with that, guys, we'll catch you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you.
That was fun, yo.